This version of It's Eric Nagel has been modified from its original broadcast. Content has been edited to fit this platform.
Believe none of what you hear and half of what you see.
Are you ready? I said, are you ready?
It's Eric Nagel. And it starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen of the universe, the next voice you hear, it's Eric Nagel.
Thank you, Scott Shannon. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the program. My name is Eric Nagel, and joining me, as always, from the lonely state of Arizona, say hello to Jordan.
Hi, everybody.
If you're on the iHeartRadio app, you're the one. Do us a kindness, though. If you're there, put us in the number one preset position on said app. If you're on Apple, Spotify, any of those fine places, you can go over there and do us a kindness. Leave us a positive review. It does help out the program. You can join us live each and every week as we do this show live on YouTube and on the Twitch. And, while you're over on the YouTube there, you might as well hit like. You might as well hit subscribe and get yourself a membership. It's a very cost-effective package if you have some money that you're looking to throw around and want to help the boys out. Feel free to do so. At this
point, the lowest tier is a gallon of gas. Come on, correct. Now. That's all you need. $5.
It is. It's a nice. Yeah, it's whatever was left that I didn't put into the snowblower this year. We'll give that away to the lower tier members. Do all of that fun stuff. And if you can't do that stuff and can only get to this whenever you can, like we all do, we're busy. I get it. The YouTube channel is available 24/7, 365 with all the fun stuff. We've got a new special coming up soon. Should be available next week. Todd Pettengill Part 4 is happening.
So, the musical.
Yes. So we'll have that ready for you by next week. It'll be a lot of fun. If you haven't seen parts 1, 2, and 3, please go over to the YouTube channel and check it out. It'll be well worth your time, whether you know who the guy is or not. You'll thoroughly enjoy it. So we have that, and we have some other bonus material that are in the works.
Right.
So a lot to come. And good. We are excited. In just a few minutes, the guys from Impractical Jokers will be here. I know James Murray will be joining us. I put the word out to Quinn. I don't know if he's popping in or not, but we shall see. But at least we know we got Murray here, and that's still okay. That's perfectly fine.
All 1/3.
We are happy with the scraps that they give us at this point.
Wow. Make sure that's how you introduce him when he's about to come on.
I know. Well, not then the scraps. We're like, look, you saw the articles in Deadline and Hollywood.
Oh my gosh, they are blowing up.
They're riding high with their highest rated seasons ever.
Season 12.
And they just got a brand new deal. Up. This is probably, we thought we would have had it maybe season 4, 5, when a show comes into its own. That's usually when they start blowing off the people that helped get them there, and they go to the likes of I was going to say Letterman, that dates me, but like Fallon, Colbert, going on those kind of shows, and not being bothered with podcasts. But now we had to wait. It's like, wow, season 12, season 13 came around. Well, finally, this is when they're going to celebrity blow us off, the big showboat stuff.
Right.
Let's get him while we can. So Murray will be here in just a little bit. And also joining us, because he's also big super fan number 1 for the Impractical Jokers, our old pal, Richard Zuniga is here. Hello, buddy.
Yes, fantastic. I'm at my parents' house. It's opening day for Dodgers. This is important because I'm putting that on the back burner because Impractical Jokers are here.
Fantastic. Did you wait?
We'll let the Dodgers know.
Are the Dodgers games, are they on Netflix as well?
Well, I have one of those pirate boxes. Don't tell anybody. So I think this was on Channel 4, but I get all the games because I'm just a geek for baseball.
Good man. No, the reason why I asked is because we just this is the week for the home games, opening season for baseball, and the Yankees-Giants game the other day was okay, but you wouldn't really know it based online how everyone hated how Netflix handled the broadcast.
It was bad. It was bad. The twerking as the players came out, that started it off. And then everything else broadcast wise was kind of.
But some of the side, I went back and looked at clips online. Some of the side cameras are like, when they crack a foul ball off into the stands and stuff. The camera from center field looking past the pitcher down home plate Okay. They go to the side to watch it. And like, now the stadium is full of smoke. Like, what is going on here? None of this makes sense. And then the fun part too, where it's like, and the scoreboard kept fucking up. I'm like, well, all right, that's not Netflix's fault. That's the stadium's fault that that's going on. But I can see compounded with everything else why there's a blanket, sediment on there, why everyone was so pissed off with this. And then the Mets opening game, we're in New York. So, the Mets opening game was today or yesterday?
It was today. Yeah. I was watching that one earlier.
And what was the guy screwed up the national anthem?
I was just going to say, we're one day into the season and someone's already screwed up the national anthem. It was Chris Jackson from the original cast of Hamilton.
Right.
You would think this guy would know how to sing a little bit. And, he messed
and
that one up.
It's always the Mets. Usually the Mets are famous for people screwing up the first pitch of the game. Like, there's tons of horrific first pitches from the game that are all happen to be at, not Shea Stadium. I don't think Shea Stadium had any of those. It was all Citi Field stuff.
Yeah,
like Baba Booey from Howard Stern, 50 Cent.
Yeah,
that one of the female wrestlers from WWE threw. It was just horrific. But we'll get into
that 50 Cent one was epic, dude.
It is. It was. Chris Rock had a great one too, where it barely made it down to the catcher. Anyway, I see Murr is in here, so let's get him on. James Murray from Impractical Jokers is back with us. Hello,
what's up,
sir.
Fellas? How are you?
Good to have you back again, my friend.
Likewise. Good to see you guys.
We were just talking before you got here. Usually when a television series is successful, around seasons 3, 4, 5 is when it comes into its own. And that's when the people involved in the show become too big to remember the people that were there from the beginning. So they start blowing off the lower tier interviews and doing Fallon and Colbert and all that stuff. We're lucky to get you in about season 12, season 13. And we're wondering, is this going to be the threshold where we don't hear from Q, from you, from Sal anymore ever again?
We ain't that big, fellas.
Really? No, see, you say that now. We just saw the numbers. Season 12 came in pretty big.
And according
to say you're not that big.
According to Deadline, to Hollywood Reporter, Variety, you're the hot commodity right now. So I'm like, it only took them 13 seasons before they fell into their own. But fantastic. Better late than never, Murr.
Oh, thanks. It was a really good season. We hit a good stride in season 12 for sure, and went back to like a lot of the old school kind of format and games of the show, And we're in pre-production now for season 13. We start shooting in 3 weeks. I'm really excited, man. We've been in the office for the past 2 weeks, like creating all the ideas for the new season, and some of them are absolutely outrageous. I'm really excited.
All shot in New York?
Yeah. I want to stay as close to my backyard as possible.
I get that, but you're getting a lot of Hollywood push right now from the media, from the people, and putting some heat onto the networks. Now's the time. Is like Impractical Jokers Bahamas. Is the push. Dude, go travel a little bit. Go do a European adventure. Go back and find
God's ears. Absolutely, I would love to, man. I will
see Impractical Jokers Down Under.
I will do 100 more seasons in the Bahamas.
Go and travel the world. Find all the knockoff versions of your show and compete against them. Like find the one in Australia, find the one in Portugal, find
90 Day Fiance,
ones.
Impractical Jokers.
There you go.
I will fight any other TV show live on camera in a Thunderdome. Absolutely.
Well, and this is what I was thinking. You said you're going to stay, as close to home as possible. You guys have been doing this. You're filming season 13. Do you find that it's harder to pull some of these practical jokes off and these stunts off because more people see you guys and know you from the area and the neighborhood? Maybe that's why you probably need to go abroad.
There's places we can't film. Like we can never film in Staten Island. We tried filming last season in Long Island, and it was impossible. We haven't been in Long Island like 3 seasons, and we went back, and it was like a 95% recognition rate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For obvious reasons. We're New Yorkers. So, but every
wearing
season,
the shirt that says Murr with the arrow pointed up doesn't help either.
No, listen, I shouldn't do that. It's but we have gotten into like prosthetics. Like we started it like 2 seasons ago. We did Q and prosthetics for punishment. The season finale that just aired like 4 or 5 days ago. I infiltrated a wedding, like a 300-person wedding in Jersey, in full prosthetics for hours. So I did not look like myself. I had like a blonde, long hair, in a ponytail, blue eyes, different forehead, different cheeks, different nose. I didn't look like myself, and I was the wedding videographer just screwing with everybody there at the reception. And I mean, no one recognized me. It worked like a charm. And we already know what we want Sal to do this season in prosthetics.
Can I ask if you were all dressed up in that, when you were done, did you get a text from the missus and said, hey, why don't you leave that on when you come home?
Yeah. If you watch the season finale of 12, trust me, she did not ask me to keep it on. Absolutely.
Okay.
I look like can I curse here or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
In Q's words from the TV show, we bleeped it on TV. He said I look like Yanni fucked Fabio too close to a microwave.
Oh, that
paints a picture.
Yeah,
it really does. I want to introduce you real quick to our pal right there in the lower corner. This is Richard Zuniga. He is what you call internet famous. Not your level of internet famous, but he's one of those catch the rising star tops cards that you get and you're like, I'm going to keep a hold on this. He might become a big deal. Our pal here is big he does a lot of voices. Like he can do Kevin Conroy's Batman, but he's most known to his chagrin sometimes for doing Arnold Schwarzenegger singing popular songs.
Oh my gosh.
So
can I hear?
Yeah, sure. Let's go 90s. What's a 90s jam you like to hear, my friend?
Oh my gosh. What's the 90s? Groove is in the Heart.
Groove is in the high. Groove is in the high. Ooh, baby.
I love it every time.
Dude, yeah, it's so good.
He has a podcast called Get to the Podcast. You should go check that out, by the way. YouTube channel coming and developing and all of that stuff. But he wanted to come on here. He's a writer. He's a painter. He does voices, does it all. And he's a super huge fan of you.
Thanks,
Richard, did you have anything you wanted to talk to Murr about?
Yeah, I know you guys are, I don't know if all of you or some of you were firefighters at one point, right?
Q was FDNY for 8 years. Yeah.
Right. I'm a fireman here in LA.
Oh, no kidding, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, and you guys are a huge inspiration. Like just entrepreneur wise, I've always had that kind of entrepreneur brain, and I can see where you guys are at with, you guys are so active. You guys are always growing and improving, and like Eric was talking about, you guys are really coming into your stride. So now, and you continue to keep things fresh in a format that I think is super tough to keep inventive and keep going consistently. So hats off to you for that. But do you have any advice for an aspiring worker, blue collar, normal guy that's trying to achieve, find something like you guys, a comedy thing and something I can produce for the next 10 years into retirement?
I don't know, man. I mean, you sound like you're doing pretty good. Like the stuff you're doing. I mean, you said like you're a viral success, of course. That kind of stuff is just explodes on TikTok and the internet for sure. So keep doing what you're doing, man. You're gonna make more money doing that on the internet than we do on TV for sure. Like that's hysterical, man. Like the idea of doing Schwarzenegger, you could do a whole series of like celebrities. I mean, you may already do this, forgive me, but doing different decades of music is hysterical. I would watch that. It's the kind of thing you just binge and keep watching and watching and watching.
I'm definitely trying to incorporate more of my impressions, like Aaron Neville, the fabric of my life. I'm trying to make him sing different stuff, awesome. And just trying to. Again, I'm trying to keep my stuff fresh. So respect to you guys for being in the spotlight and having that pressure and continuing to deliver. And you guys are even doing live shows, right?
Yeah. We the guys and I perform live together and solo. I do. You're in LA, you said?
Yes. Yeah.
I'll be in San Diego in like 3 weeks performing, but I'll get back to LA soon. But do you do stand up as well?
I do. Yeah, I do stand up. I in high school I came up in theater, so a live performance is always my end goal. So again, when I saw you guys putting on live shows, I'm like, dude, these guys are doing exactly what I'm trying to achieve with this internet stuff. So I look up to you guys, and you guys are. Thanks, I'm a big fan, man. I really appreciate it.
I tell you what, man. Like season 1 and 2 of Jokers, we all kept our day jobs because you never know if a TV show is going to work, right, or it's going to get renewed. So I mean, Q would do 24 hours at the firehouse, come right to set to hit his call time, perform for 6 hours on camera, and go right back to do another shift at the firehouse. So like, it was like, that's why like in all season 1 and 2, Q looks exhausted if you go back and watch it. You know? I feel like utmost respect for what you do, buddy. It's incredible what you do. Your day job, so to speak, is incredible. But I mean, you're on a good path, man. That's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You just said you guys are underway with season 13. They haven't given you a release date, right? Like, do you have a window to play around with? Or?
I know the date. I can't say what it is, but it is in July.
Okay, so you have a set window of when you have to get all.
Oh
of this
yeah,
stuff.
We're working on deadlines. You know, we have to hit our air dates. So we start in July and go through I think September or something like that.
Right.
I was going to ask how long usually a production for what you guys, I mean, obviously there's post-production, all that stuff, but like how long do you usually have to deal with this? But so if you're going in, you said next week you guys go into production?
2 weeks. So we film for like 5-6 months for a season, to get it in the bank. But I mean, post will go through to the end. So but we've been back for almost a month now. So we're 1 month done. We start shooting in about 2 weeks, and then it'll start airing in July.
You guys don't even like to get to enjoy the accolades that have been, because like you said, the last season, that's season 12 just ended, I think last week, 4 days. And like Eric said, it's everywhere on the internet, and you guys don't even really get to like bask in it. You have to get back to work and get that going because you got to get that. I tell you
a cool thing that they do is they oftentimes split the season into 2, right? So like season 12, they did 13 episodes in the first, then we took a 2-3 month break. Then they came out with the next 13 episodes. But by the time last week's season finale aired, we filmed that last June or July. You know what I'm saying? So for me, watching it on TV is like seeing it for the first time again because I forgot.
I don't remember that.
I forgot all the jokes and everything we did. So it's actually kind of a cool experience, I
was going to ask you about that, but I figured the most recent season would still be, kind of kicking around in there that you would have an idea. But do you get people, because this happens to radio people and I'm sure it happens to TV people all the time too, but you have people that are such fans, so passionate about a lot of the work that you did and things that you were part of, that they'll come up and start asking you about maybe, you had this line or this thing happened, and you're sitting there and you go, holy shit, we've got 13 seasons. I don't remember most of this, or I don't remember some of these little nuances that really seem to have resonated with a lot of people.
I tell you, it does happen, right? But I remember, it's so funny. I can't remember my niece's name, but I remember most jokes on Impractical Jokers that we made, So I don't know. It's I think because we've gone through it and thought it through. This first month of pre-production, we're in the office every day coming up with ideas and spinning them new ways. And we did that and we did, and we, and so that's why there's very little turnover on our crew, very little over the years, right? So the writers on our show have been writers on our show for years now, 10, 11, 12 years. We've been filming the show for 16 years straight, right? We started in March 2010 filming the show. So, but a lot of our writers have been there from the beginning, so because you have to be. It's almost impossible because we've turned over tens of thousands of ideas over the past 16 years. You know what I'm saying?
You just meant, without going into too much detail, you just mentioned, about the turnover and stuff. A couple seasons ago, you had a major shakeup and a turnover involving, the main cast of this show, and you guys figured out a way to move on and move forward and stuff. One of the things that you added to it was more celebrity cameos or guest spots on there. Is where we're going to see more of that, or it was that was good for here, we've now evolved into the next stage of
we did that at the beginning. That was at this point it's been 5 years ago, right? We did that 5 years ago for a season, and then we moved away from it, and now we use celebrities on the show like we always used to use them on the show. So meaning that they fit an idea or very organic. They're not in an entire episode or anything like that. There's friends of ours that we love or whatever. So the other day I went to the Daredevil season 2 premiere party, right? And I've met Vincent D'Onofrio before at Comic-Cons and things like that. And his family are fans of the show. So at the party, I went up to him. I was like, Vincent, we legit have an idea for him to be on Jokers for a challenge. The challenge is literally called "You Wouldn't Lie to Vincent D'Onofrio, Would You?" That's the name of the challenge. We created it for him with the idea that hopefully one day he would say yes to be on the show, and I think he might do it. It's so it's something we dreamed. It's just because we're huge fans of his. We love his work. I've been a fan of his for decades, right? And he's a lovely guy. And so we came up with this challenge idea specifically for him, and I pitched it directly to him because I think he'd nail it, That's the kind of that. So we use celebrities now like that, a la carte, when it's organic to something we really want to try or do. And he's the perfect character to be that guy. He's got to play like a super serious guy, a friend of ours, come up to us at the supermarket. I'll just tell you the challenge. It's really cool. So the challenge is we're in a supermarket and waiting online next to a Mark, and in the distance we see Vincent D'Onofrio. Right. And we turn to the Mark and say, shoot, man, like, that's my buddy. The actor Vincent D'Onofrio? I mean, he's been famous for decades. That's him. I'm not supposed to be here. He wanted to hang out with me tonight, but I lied and said I was going to my mother's funeral in Ibiza, right? He thinks I'm going to be at my mom's funeral. You got to cover for me. And you know what I mean? Say that you're my sister and we're packing up to go, whatever. And then D'Onofrio walks over and you have to hopefully get the Mark to back up your strange alibi. And lie on your behalf to Vincent D'Onofrio. And at the end, when he grills the Mark on, he goes, Murr, I thought you were in Ibiza for your mom's funeral. It's like, yeah, Vincent, this is my sister. We're just loading up on supplies. We're heading right to Newark from here. So, and then at the end, he has to turn to the Mark and say, this is amazing. You are his sister. You are going to Ibiza right from here. You would lie to Vincent D'Onofrio, would you? Like, it's so funny. He's the perfect straight man for the role, So we use celebrities now like that. We craft something. They're friends of ours or somebody we love to work with, and we craft something for them specifically. Not like a whole episode anymore, things like that.
You had Chris Jericho on a while ago. Have you ever thought about using celebrities? I mean, if you happen to be friends with them and have contact stuff, that's fantastic. But, using celebrities where you can also kind of, I mean, the way business is done now is everybody tries to what is it called? Collaborate, piggyback off of everybody else's success and branding, what have you. I mean, getting wrestlers on there, obviously you're going to get a lot of the wrestling fan base, but now they're using, famous influencers, game streamers, things like that. Have you thought about going that route and doing weird crossovers with them?
Yes and no. What makes Jokers special and unique is that it's our friendship, right? Like, so you can't stray far from what the special sauce, which is the history. And I've known the guys for, 40 years. I'm about to, 36 years, 35 years, right? Since I was like 12 years old, something. Like, I've known them my whole life, like that kind of stuff. That's what makes Jokers work, So we try to stay true to that, the core idea of the show.
All right, so we can't see a punishment where Murr has a new book, because you've got a million books. You got a book coming out. They book you on like Alex Cooper's podcast, one of the biggest in the world, and your whole thing is to like break down crying and just kind of ruin the interview.
I'll tell you what, man, that's a pretty good idea. We might do that. We might do that because I always got a new book, man.
Take all of that. What else do we need to know about? I mean, essentially, you guys are pretty much, you fill in the gap. I mean, you're not on the other channel anymore. You've been on TBS for the last couple of years. Yeah. You are the show that fills in the gap. It's like, you know what? We really don't have anything from midnight to 7 a.m. So let's just run the Jokers nonstop. And any talk about the royalties on that thing? Are you getting residuals from all those reruns, or is it just one and done per season?
Yeah, I won't go into our financial breakdown of the show.
Please do.
Give it all.
We're doing fine. Don't worry about us.
Fair enough.
Eric's trying to get you to subscribe to the channel is what he's really trying to work with.
Oh, no. I want him to go on a podcast and just ruin it and promoting his book and just
that would be fantastic.
That'd be hilarious. He breaks down crying. Richard, before Murr has to go because he's a busy man. They got a writing session, I think, tomorrow. Do you have any other questions, any follow-up for Murr, my friend?
My brother, when you put Joe in the genie outfit and flew him around stage, is my favorite thing ever. I watch it once a month. God bless you for that. That alone.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite punishments of all time. And we have I can't tell the idea because it's a secret from one of the other guys, but we have a punishment idea this season that's going to rival that. You're going to die, bro. When you see it, it is as funny. It's absolutely batshit crazy, and it's not a punishment, but you'll know you're gonna see the parallel to Genie Does As You Wish, Joe's the Genie, you're going to see the parallel immediately. Be like, freaking Murr told me. He alluded to it. You see it happen. You understand.
I can't wait. Thank you, brother.
A lot of people wax poetic about the punishments, with their, the standout portions of each episode. But my favorite has always been when when Fairway was still around, you would shoot a lot at Fairway supermarkets, things like that.
Yep.
And it was just the simple thing of, could you get this item into the person's shopping cart, or could you take the items out of their shopping cart? It was just so simple, so dumb. And every time I go shopping, I sit around, I'm like, I could lean over and grab that right out of their cart and put it up on the shelf there. And that always comes to mind.
And suddenly they have no broccoli. They go home, they that's it. They're done. Yeah. I love that.
Why do I have 5 packages of white beans in here? I don't know. Murr, you're a saint amongst men.
You are. Thank you so much.
That's amazing. And nice.
I appreciate. Last thing, because we know the TV show stuff is secure and everything. Are you doing another? Because I know Sal's going out and doing his stand-up comedy, and then he hops on to different comedy tours, festivals, things like that. Are you guys have more plans to doing live stage show stuff?
Yeah, I'm on tour all the time. I got this weekend I'm in Memphis at a Comic-Con. Then I'm in San Diego, and I'm in all over the place the rest of the year. And then the big thing is, dude, I got a movie coming out. Based on one of my books. My horror book, Don't Move, came out a few years ago, got turned into a movie. It comes out in theaters nationwide in September, and the trailer gets released in a few weeks. It's in the movie is T-Pain, Rob Riggle, Russ the Rapper in his lead debut role in a movie. Lindsay Fonseca, Q is in the movie as well. Tom Cavanaugh, it's got a killer cast. The movie's really scary. It's also really funny. It's based on my book, Don't Move.
So when the word got out about this, did you have a lot of people calling in favors that you owed them and saying, "Hey, I heard you got a movie here. Is there a part for me to get in?"
I think it was the opposite. I think it was me calling them for favors. Like, I had the chance to meet T-Pain, and I pitched him directly. I was like, "Dude, I got a part for you in this movie. Would you please?" And he did. You know what I mean? Like, it was the other way around, I think.
Oh. Well, and he's starting to kind of bleed into things. We were just watching what we were watching on Netflix that just came out, and he was in that, and he was just making fun of people on his own podcast. Like, he's just showing up in all kinds of stuff. And I was like, he's a lot funnier than I think a lot of people give him credit for.
He's hysterical, man. And we cast against type. Like, he plays a pretty intense character in the movie but he's such a likable guy in reality, and he comes across that way clearly, So to see him playing against that type, which is his natural charm, is really off-putting. Like, it's perfect for a horror movie. You know what I mean? So he was like the perfect choice for the role.
Well, I'm a huge fan of horror, so that sounds exciting. I'm excited for that.
Cool, man. Yeah, check it out. It'll be I'll have all the stuff on it soon, coming out on social media and everything. But it's Don't Move the Movie, and you can follow it on Instagram at Don't Move the Movie to get all updates and see the trailer and things like that.
Nice.
All right, well, pop back on. I mean, Mr. Man of Many Projects, pop back on when the movie's ready to come out. We'd love to have you back on again to talk about all of that stuff. Good luck with dude, when it just showed up everywhere, it was going crazy on all the media stuff where it's like, hey, they're back for season 30. Ratings couldn't be high. Like, you don't hear this stuff day and age. Like, all of a sudden it's like, oh, Netflix canceled this after season 1, or, we didn't get a season 2 for this thing because people or whatever. You never hear ratings that are all-time high, greenlighting season 13. That's like Bachelorette level, nonsense. But it's really fantastic cool, for all of you guys, man.
Well, TBS is a great network. They're really good to us, and it's the fans, man. It's the fans. They're amazing.
They also put out a great yacht party at San Diego Comic-Con. The TBS yacht is fantastic. If you can sneak on there, the food. It's amazing. Murr, thank you very much, man. Best of luck to you, and we'll talk to you when the movie comes out.
Sounds good. It's good to see you again, bro.
Thank you.
Okay, boss.
Yeah.
Bye.
There you go, Richard. I saw you all awestruck with Murr.
Thank you, man. That was awesome. You guys are professionals, and you're appreciate you guys. That's awesome. My day is made.
Well, let's make your day even more here. Let's get your stuff promoted. When's the YouTube channel launching, or like the full push for it?
Next week it's coming. Nice. Everything's lining up. Everything's heading towards exactly where I want it to go. Community building is number one. We've lost track of that on the Instagram. Instagram's going through changes. Social media is changing. We're growing with it. So the YouTube is going to be called Geek Fire Inc., just like the Instagram. Stay tuned to Get to the Podcast, available wherever you can enjoy podcasts. Updates weekly there. And we're on to Geek Fire Inc. version 2.0. So we've been stretching out what we have almost 3 years. It's time to do the next step. And YouTube, here we come. And our goal is to do live streams just like this and have guests on and have fun and do skits and involve the community so much more. So I'm excited for that. That's what's coming next. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you.
Well, when you get that all... Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jordan.
I was just going to say, I just, after you were on the last time, I was talking to Eric, and it's wild how small the community is of podcasters, shows, YouTube all is, really, because I was looking at some of your other stuff, and I noticed that you follow another tattoo artist out of Anaheim that I've been following for years, Gustavo. He's coming out to Arizona doing a guest stint this year. I might get a tattoo from him. And it's just like, I'm seeing you bleed into the things that I still like and be a part of. So it's nice having this kind of community where we could all kind of support each other.
He's stalking you is what it is.
I stalk you. Yeah, I was actually reading your Instagram looking for people to reach out. I was going to do it. And he's like, hey, Richard's coming on. I was like, perfect.
That's good. I stalk good accounts too. So, and we all stalk each other. So
that's why you don't recognize me. I'm sorry. It's okay.
What's cool is that social media, I think, is getting back to the social aspect. And our faces are getting out there more, and more collabs are being encouraged. Mm-hmm. And I'm here for that. That's what I'm here for, is again, to Geek Fire Inc. The geek is the first part, and us geeks, we stick together. We love to talk about stuff. We debate things all day. We did it in elementary school. We're still doing it now. Let's keep the conversation going. I'm in my 40s. Screw it. Let's go. Let's have fun.
Oh no.
Power of positivity, my friend.
Absolutely.
Go check out Richard, all of his stuff. Yeah. Geek Fire Inc. Social media is the YouTube channel. Get to the podcast, of course. Cleverly named. It's a fantastic name for a podcast.
Get to the podcast.
And then when you're all set and situated and all that stuff, Richard, if you got some room for us, we'd love to come by and say hi on your end of things.
Absolutely. You guys are the freaking best. Love you guys. Love your audience. Thank you. You guys are the best.
Take care, my friend. One of LA's finest right there, Richard Zuniga. And Murr and Q. Well, we'll get Q on at some point.
Yeah,
he's a bit of a recluse for all of that stuff. I want to. I forgot to bring my beverage over, so we'll do a little quick musical break here with some of Richard's stuff here. What do you want to go to here? What can we serenade the audience with?
See, I'm a dork. Like, I always loved when he does the Disney cartoon stuff. So you have an M&M one in there, don't you?
I have. Well, the M&M ones are my go-to here. We got Informer, Time After Time.
To Informer, because that song is already inaudible as it is.
I have DuckTales, Carmen Sandiego, the Chipmunks.
I don't think I remember the Chipmunks.
Arnold doing Mexican Americans. All right, we'll do. What did you say?
Informer? I think you found it.
All right, do Informer. We'll be back in a couple seconds. Oh shit! It's not hooked up.
Oh, and you blew it.
I blew it. Nice setup, and
wow, all that work for nothing.
No, I forgot it wasn't patched in.
It was funny. He's talking about being in the Dodgers, stuff like that. I almost bought. I'm not a huge baseball fan. I'll go to a game or whatever.
There it is. Yep.
But I saw that the Diamondbacks are doing a game on the 4th, and if you buy tickets, you can see All American Rejects right after. I'm like, oh god, do I have to go to a baseball game now?
What if they play the game while the Rejects are playing? Kind of,
they're out in left field, just playing.
Like Real Big Fish was.
That would be great.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, that would be so funny.
That what is wrong? We move along. Oh, to left field, home run. Diamondbacks win. All right, be back in a moment.
It's a tornado in Parma. It's up with a little bit of the eye. You look at get JB that turbo man now. Wife's gonna be mad. Look at inform get the chat about to put it down. No put those cookies down. Super parotite patapita. Look at
so good, so good. All right, we have our beverages here. Stone Cold, if you may.
Please bring me my next beverage.
All right, here we go. Today's energy drink. Can't believe we're still doing this stupid bit.
Wow, fun bit.
New flavor, at least to me and to my area here. We go back to our old friends at Ghost. Tropical mango.
That looks interesting.
Yeah.
I saw the 7-Up one's coming out in the next couple of weeks.
April 1st on their app, but then like middle of April.
Yeah.
In stores near you. But that never means anything because all of a sudden we find that stuff leaks into stores all over the place. It's like, it's not supposed to be out for another 2 weeks. Well, I just bought a case of it. What do you want me to do? Tropical mango. Not the biggest mango fan, but I did enjoy the straw mango.
I like mango.
Straw bango.
Straw bango. Yeah.
Strawberry banana mango. Yeah.
Yeah. I like mango. It's a very polarizing flavor. Most of it almost smells or even tastes like peach. Like it's got that weird, like I heard someone describe a mango as a cross between a peach and an orange. Like just that kind of flavor profile. And then after that, that's all I ever taste, especially when Monster had the teal ones that we were talking about, like I think a week ago.
Right.
Those were very peach heavy as far as the flavor goes.
The fresh cut mango, like if you're at a resort or do it yourself, just fresh cut, like a fresh cut any fruit is fantastic, but getting fresh cut mango right from the source is good. Even the dehydrated mango, that's not the one that's colored hyper orange and covered in a sugar layer like it's a Sour Patch Kid. It looks like a dehydrated banana peel. If you get that, even that is good. Got to keep it real with the mango.
You know, I do like me some mango with some tahini as much as you hate it.
Tahini sucks.
You know what I've been getting back into, which it bothers me because I've been railing against it this whole time. Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Like, I don't know why. I just started eating. My daughter got some like I think a week ago. Wrong. And then I was eating the rest of the bag and I'm just like, these are fantastic. Father. But I've been eating them like with chopsticks so I don't get my hands all messed up. So yeah.
Are you appropriating culture? Is that what you're doing? Oh my God. Do you cut it open like that that truck, that food truck in Alexandria online? Remember where people
I love
bring
that
the
place.
big bags that they open up and they just dump all the meats and cheeses and vegetables into it, throw a bunch of sauce, and they just eat it right out of the bag. You're just cutting the bag open and eating them with chopsticks.
That'd be good. Because we said the word tahini, it's the magic word of the day. That's where we all scream and yell, and Gabby shows up. Hi, Gabby. I saw that you were in Vegas. Are you still out there, or are you back in Mexico way?
She was living her, she was celebrating her birthday week, as women do.
I believe it's called Livin' La Vida Loca too.
No, and that's also racist. How dare you? He's
I'm
Puerto
in the
Rican
Southwest,
too, by the way. She was out there. I saw some of the photos. She did a helicopter ride.
Oh, I know. I saw that and I was like, awesome. Nope. Yeah, I mean, good for you. I would never do it. I don't know why. I never did it when I was in Hawaii. It's like
I want to do that. I want to do the helicopter ride where it goes over the volcanoes in Hawaii.
Yeah, that's one I passed on going. I was like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
The one in Vegas, if she did the same one, usually it's either they do Vegas proper or they'll fly over to the Grand Canyon. Like they take off from that area because it's all right there.
Friend of mine, we grew up together, Long Island, still in touch and everything. Former Marine, by the way, took his daughters. I forgot where. I think he might have been in Mexico. They took him on hot air balloon ride.
I've done that. It's actually really calming, and I hate heights like that. It freaks me out. But
I want to do that, but in a way I don't, because you hear all the disasters that happen with hot air balloons,
right?
You could say, well, helicopters crash and planes. Yes, but not to the frequency that a hot air balloon mishap can happen, because at least there's a small percentage in the helicopter and the plane that you can survive. If the balloon just burns up, you're in a wicker basket hurling towards the earth and you're certain doom.
Yeah, I actually took one of those rides and I was like white knuckling it the whole time. I was holding on real tight. But once you get up there and like all you hear is like just like the air whooshing by you, like it is actually really like calming.
That's what he said. He was like all excited about it and he was up there, but he had his daughters with him and he had to pretend he was cool with it. And he goes, but no, I'm clinching onto the side of the basket.
That's how it was.
He goes, it's a little too real. Like you don't have that illusion of separation of being in a vehicle at that height, or like glass panes in a building. You are leaning over and your phone could fall, half a mile down to the earth, and you're like, oh, I could just trip and fall to my death right now.
And it's like there's like almost no noise, like except for the other people in the basket. And some of these baskets are huge. I don't think you realize when you get up to one, the baskets can hold like 15 people. Like they're massive. And then when they get you up there,
it's hold 15 people.
No, that's the thing. It shouldn't hold 15 people.
It can hold up to 15 people. Great. We're 4 and we're comfortable with that.
Yeah. Well, I want room to run around or sit down and cry if I need to. Right. But yeah, you get up there and it's quiet, and the only noise really is like if you're having like side conversations, or when they do the fire, that is loud. It's like oh shit, we're going up. I don't want to do it.
Chip Chipperson rules in the chat here saying heights are not the problem. Falling from the height is, though. Yes, you are correct. I do have an issue where if it becomes a little too real, that my legs start to give out and I like kind of fall to the floor. Like I can't walk.
Right.
I wish that wasn't the case. I really would like to do more stuff, but it just doesn't work that way. We were in Chicago doing the O&A show live there, and went up to, it was the Sears Tower. What is it called? The Willis Tower. And they have a portion of one of the top floors that they cut out. They cut open the side of the wall and they put out this giant clear glass floor. That you can walk, and a lot of buildings do that now.
Yeah.
You out by you have the glass horseshoe for the
Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon right? has the skywalk, and it goes all the way out, and it's just no thanks. Like that freaks me out.
Right. So Chicago has it above the entire metropolis, right? And it's not like New York where you can see buildings, but then you see the suburbs and you just see land, like you see hours away from you because there's nothing higher than this building blocking your view. I got to the point where like I was trying to get out there, and the second I walked out on that glass, I was like, I couldn't move anymore. My legs gave out and I kind of collapsed down to the floor there, to the corner. I crawled over to the corner. I think Kenny was laughing at me.
Crawled.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be me too.
Because I was standing there and I didn't want to. And then I got pushed into it. And I was like, oh my God. So you can see right there, I just kind of crawled to the floor. I couldn't move.
Oh.
After they took the photo, I had to get up. And I put my arms out like a baby. I'm like, you need to pick me up, to pull me up to get out of there because I couldn't handle it. And
I'm weird about that kind of stuff. Like I would feel unsafe. Same with the one at the Grand Canyon. I just can't do it. I don't even like getting on step ladders or like a 6-foot ladder. Like that freaks me out. But I'll go on roller coasters.
Yeah.
I'll fly in planes. Like I'll do all that stuff. But like there are certain things that just give me that weird feeling like I'm going to die, and I don't want to do it. And just the vertigo I think I would get walking on something and seeing just that drop. I don't know. It's why I won't go on. Like if I'm in Vegas, I'll go to the Stratosphere. They have that roller coaster that kind of goes over the side of the hotel. No.
New York has this thing now down the side. You go to the top of the building and you walk down the side of the building.
Yeah.
You have a harness thing that's, what are those mountaineer buckles? Yeah,
the
carabiner hooked to the thing, and you walk down these clear stairs with a clear wall right next to, essentially like I could fall to my death in the streets of Manhattan, and you walk down the side of a building. So that side of the wall on that floor in the building in Chicago has different squares that you can go in, for all the tourists and stuff to go and take their own photos. But the first square is designated as the professional one, where they have a camera that takes a professional photo of you out there, right? Obviously to sell tourism stuff. Again, wanted to do it, couldn't really get I couldn't push myself out there. I get shoved in there and I turn around, but backwards. And they got the photo of me screaming as I was shoved into the glass.
The last known photo of Eric Nagel. It's in black and white over the city of Chicago.
So I was there screaming. I looked up real quick, and then the legs gave out, and I had to be pulled out of the square there. So
Gabby's like, I didn't know I was a daredevil in our standards. I was having a conversation with my daughter, I think it was about a week ago, about this kind of thing, where we were talking about skydiving and bungee jumping. And I said, I wouldn't be caught dead bungee jumping, because if I'm going to die, it's not going to be strapped to a rubber band. I want to skydive. I would love to go. And that's
I do too.
Part of why I'm trying to lose weight, because there are weight limits. There are, like, if you hit a certain threshold, they charge you more. So I'm setting myself goals to try to get down to a place where I would feel comfortable doing that and stuff like that. And I really want to go. They always have them just south of me. And like, I want to skydive. Like, I really want to try to do it. I don't want to bungee jump. I don't want to sit there and be strapped to something and then it snaps and then I'm like, ugh.
I think my brother did bungee jumping a couple of times and I was just like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
At least with skydiving, you can control somewhat of your descent to the earth. Mm-hmm. Even if it fumbles or whatever, you can still, I mean, from Fortnite, I know from GTA, when you jump off something, you angle yourself.
That's our skydiving knowledge is Fortnite and GTA.
I don't have a glider I can throw up and safely land down on a building, but you can angle yourself in a way it's like, oh crap, do I go in the water or do I go in the field? Oh, the thing's ruined. I'm going to try to aim for the water. So you can lean this way and at least have some illusion of control as you hurl screaming to the earth.
Yeah.
But
Woodpit is saying parasailing is pretty sketchy too. I actually have, like, right down in my neighborhood. In fact, they're probably even out there right now. We got plenty of daylight. Those sail like gliders. They're like just parachutes, but then they're strapped to like, a goat cart with a giant fan on the back. They're out there in my neighborhood constantly. Like it's wild. And I'll sit there and be driving. In fact, I just took a picture the other day and I'm driving and then like buzzing the tower over my car as they're going off into the desert to land. And I'm just like, what are the odds these things crash into the road? Because there's only one road where I'm at, and like there's tons of traffic, and you see these things just going all over.
With a parasail, you don't need roads.
Right. When this thing gets to 88 miles an hour, it burns up. It shouldn't be going that fast.
When this thing gets up to 88,000 feet, you're going to see some serious shit.
Serious shit all over your car.
I've been, my many times throughout the Caribbean and the northern parts of South America, I've seen a lot of the parasailing, and a lot of the times not really ending too well. It wasn't tragic. I've seen those videos online, but I've seen where the wind or storm was coming, picked up, and they can't pull them in time. Like they're having a hard time trying to essentially it's a giant fishing reel as they're trying to reel them back into a speedboat, cruising around the Caribbean there. But I've seen that. I've seen them almost like the wind takes it and they swing too wide. So they're almost hitting drawbridges and infrastructure and other kind of things. And you're like, what is going? And you're paying for this. And then I also look over and see, the 8 assholes on the giant banana boat where they're all bouncing up and down. I'm like, I'll take my chance with the parasailing rather than look like that. But I would like to do.
That's crazy.
The skydiving at some point.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
Our pal Jung is in the chat here. I went bungee jumping twice during spring break at South Padre. I had to go again the next night because I was too drunk to remember the first time. Well, nowadays they have cameras for everything.
Right.
Like I meant to bring to the show a long time ago. Remember I was telling you about those slingshot videos I kept getting? Where people,
they always have them like the either like
the Jersey Shore
carnivals that go around or like whatever, and then they strap you in and they
people
shoot you up.
Passing out or girls' shirts flying up.
Those are the only two ones I see.
Those are the only ones you want to see too. Sometimes where they're screaming and all of a sudden you could just see the brain turns off and they black out, and then they're swinging around for a little bit and then they wake up.
The other day.
The what?
Like one of you, either Rob or you, just sent one the other day where it's like a dad and his kid were doing it, and the kid was passed out. The dad was cheering so much he didn't realize his kid's head was just like popping because he was passed out.
Yeah,
it's hilarious. I love watching those.
Why did we get onto this thing with heights and parasailing and all that?
Gabby's helicopter adventures in Vegas.
Very good. Happy belated birthday to our pal Gabby. You had some adventures going on in your.
I had a week. Like sometimes, like my weeks are boring and I have nothing to talk about. And I feel bad. You're like, hey, what'd you do this week? I was like, nothing. Like whatever. I lived. Mm-hmm. This week, I feel like I did a ton of stuff and it was crazy.
Wait a minute before you go. I never tried the drink. I opened it up and it just sat here the whole time.
Yeah, whatever. You're just letting it breathe like a fine wine. Which one was that one again?
Tropical mango.
Oh, okay. By your facial expressions, I could tell you enjoy it. Much like a nice hamburger
soup. It has
soup.
a bad aftertaste.
Really?
I'm trying to pinpoint what it tastes like. Like you get the mango up front, but on the back end, it's something else.
Peach yogurt.
No, it's almost like, I don't know, some kind of cleaning spray or something, some kind of cleaning
mango and then like Pine Sol. It's weird. I don't know why. Is it Pine Sol? Oh my God.
It's a pine taste almost at the end.
Oh no.
Which is weird.
I think I saw someone say something. Hold on.
Pine trees are not tropical.
Oh, that is so funny.
It does have a bit of a piney taste to it. You nailed that.
Oh, that is funny. It's weird because Woodpit said this, and maybe this is why it seeped into my head. Green mango has a pine flavor. So maybe you're getting unripened mango as the ingredient.
Maybe.
That is so funny. I didn't even.
Wow, you got both of you nailed it. Bravo to you. Also taking in Chip Chipperson rules, Kerosene and Tears. That is also an acceptable
great show title
for this. That is a good show title. All right,
Jared saying a hint of Fabuloso. Yeah,
that's a great title too.
Dollar Tree versions. That is so funny. So yeah, no. So this past week, I know last week and the past couple of weeks, we've been kind of railing on McDonald's for just their bad advertising.
I still have not tried their big arch.
I don't think
I have no desire. Almost everybody, and I'm not even talking like stuff you see online because, hold on. Sorry. Thank God for the cough button. Almost everybody I see online, they're all kissing McDonald's ass as if they're going to get something for free.
Yeah, no.
With all of that stuff. So they're like, oh, this is fantastic. All the cheese. It's like, yeah, the Big Mac could be just as good if you add the second piece of cheese to it, just whatever. But in real life, IRL, as the kids say, people I've known who've tried it and they all said, this is terrible. It's like, it's a waste of money. It's garbage.
It doesn't look appealing. It just, just the controversy around it with all the videos, it just kind of turned me off from even wanting to try it, like for the bit, you know what I mean? Like I can spend my money on better things. So, which leads me to this, this past weekend, I was craving something to eat. It was, it's the eternal struggle of trying to figure out what the kids want, what you want to try to eat. I was not in the mood for a lot of things. And then I realized I have a Korean corn dog place not far from me. And I was like, you know what? That sounds really good. I'm going to go get Korean corn dogs. What?
Put your hands up on the screen. Why do you
I know that's what you for the concert. My daughter did it. Anyway, we'll talk about it when I get to the second part of my week. Anyway. Well, you're not wearing pants. I'm wearing nail polish. Get over it.
I should be wearing pants.
Why are you making notes?
Because that might
like
be
that
the
you did that. That you're writing
episode.
Stuff down real quick. I'll give you a thumbnail. So I got Korean corn dogs, and my son didn't want that, which is fine because right across the street there was a McDonald's. I thought maybe I would save some time, and I utilized their app, get on there, see if there's any coupons. When we talk about, they're always giving you better deals on the app. So I was like, I'm waiting for my food. I'm going to put it in order. It's right across the street. That's all I have to do is pull up. They'll bring my food out, be on my way. So I do that. I get his little $6 meal. He does the little double cheeseburger meal, fries and a Coke. No big deal. Great. Get my food. I go over, park in the spot, and I put in the app. I'm spot number 2, check in, done. I'm waiting. No big deal. So I'm listening to something in my car, just waiting for it to happen. 20 minutes goes by. And I'm like, where the fuck is my food? This is ridiculous. It shouldn't take 20 minutes. You guys should already know that I've checked in. The food, it doesn't take 20 minutes to do anything.
Are you parked in the assigned number in the parking lot for them to deliver your food? Okay.
Right in front, spot number 2, just waiting for my food. Nothing happens. I see a guy come out.
My favorite, real quick, my favorite part is when you order from an app for any place and they have the numbered parking slots. It's like when you get there, you put the number in so they know to bring your food there.
Right.
But when they're all filled and you find out people just park there so they could go in to get their own order, or they're sitting there eating, and you're like, I can't get my order now.
Well, it's become a new thing where they've got those designated spots for the app orders. You go pull in, and then they have a couple more spots for the people that they couldn't get done in the drive-through line right next to it. So they've got me and then a couple drive-through people. So I'm sitting there. I'm the only one in the pickup area. And then there's a spot or two for the drive-through. I see 1 or 2 cars parked there. I see the little guy walk out, hand them their food. They go about their way. 20-minute passes. I'm pissed. My food's getting cold. I'm tired. I want to get home. I want to eat. I want to get stuff done. So I go in. I walk into this McDonald's, and it's like every other McDonald's. It's that kind of weird stone and metal, and there's no personality whatsoever. They got screens everywhere to order. They barely have a counter, and there's nobody around. I walk up and I'm standing there. There's a couple people in the lobby, but the place is empty. So there's really no reason for someone not to be able to, come help me out. So I'm standing there. There's 3 people cleaning, 2 in the kitchen, 1's mopping. There's 1 person out in the lobby. There's another guy taking orders for the drive-thru. There's a couple people in the back cooking. And then there's this woman. She's in gray sweatpants, a ratty t-shirt, and she's talking to another person who's working. He's got a headset on, but he's not helping anybody out. He's like, and this is not against his sexuality. You could tell he's gay, the way he's talking, the way he's moving, just flamboyant. And he's wearing bright pink sweatpants. This is a guy working. Yeah, he's just, whatever. He's sitting there talking to this chick in the lobby, in the kitchen while he's unfolding Happy Meal boxes.
Is he doing it like the guys who do the competitive pizza boxes? Like that, just stocking them all up?
So he's doing that. And this one person's mopping. So, you're getting mop water everywhere. And then the guy drops a Happy Meal box into the ground where she had just mopped, picks it up and sticks it on the counter. And I'm just like, that's gross. Nobody's helped me yet. I'm waiting there for a minute or two. And I'm just like, hey, can someone help me? Someone finally comes up to me and he goes, yeah, how can I help you? And I was like, I've been outside. I checked in. I've been waiting 20 minutes. I need my food. He turns around, sees a bag just sitting there. He goes, Jordan? And I go, yeah. He goes, yeah, sometimes it just doesn't let us know. And I was like, well, what's the point of that? And he goes, it just doesn't. And I'm like,
before you continue, I've had a similar situation. I haven't been there in so long. I should go back actually, because it's been so long and I do enjoy it. Taco Bell. Taco Bell has this problem with the app where you place orders ahead or whatever.
Right.
And then they don't start making it until you get to the drive-thru telling them their thing. And they're like, oh, we're making it now. I go, it said you were making on here, or this shit isn't showing up on the app.
Right.
They love to say, well, the app is a different company than we're not responsible for the app. We can't do anything about the app. You're Taco Bell. You have a parent company called Taco Bell that it pushes you to order through an app authorized by Taco Bell. And you're telling me you can't do anything about it because, they pull that shit all the time.
Yeah, it's annoying. It's the whole point of me ordering ahead of time is that I want it done by the time I get there. I don't want to get there and then wait the same amount of time as if I went through your drive-thru. I literally want someone out there waiting for me. That's how fast I want.
Oh my God, that'd be so great. Like, all right, I know it takes 10 minutes to get there. I'm going to pay for it right now. I want someone standing outside, maybe with an umbrella because it's raining, in a bag, or like, are you Jordan? Yes, here you go, sir. Thank you. You want that kind of concierge service.
Well, because here's the thing.
From ordering from an app.
These apps track you. Like when you sign up for these apps, if you've done it the way they want you to, they know where you are.
Yeah,
they know how much time it's going to be.
Yeah, you get near or pull into the parking lot, it automatically switches over.
It's asking you to say, yeah, exactly. So it knows where you are. So, okay. So I get in there. He goes, the app doesn't always let us know. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, but you guys know an app order got, done. That's my bag. It's just been sitting there. You didn't think to check. You've had a couple people go out there. He goes, sometimes it just doesn't let us know. So I look at him and I'm it's been 20 minutes. Remake all of it. And he gives me this blank look like I had asked him to do something way out of left field. And he goes, wait, what? I was like, it's probably cold. Remake everything. I want new burger. I want new fries. I want new everything. So he kind of huffs and then walks to go do it.
It's not
a big ask.
Yeah. I was going to say that's not unheard of where fast food or whatever they call it now.
Fast casual or whatever it's called.
Yeah. You've been waiting over 20 minutes and it's like, the order's been done for over 20 minutes. Well, your food doesn't have a shelf life of that long. You have a couple of minutes to scarf it down while it's still somewhat presentable to give you the illusion that you enjoyed it. So yeah,
well, it's crazy because like where my
French fries.
Well, where my bag was, you could see the monitors and you could see my car still in spot number 2 on the monitor from the lobby. Like I can see a car sitting there. Wouldn't you think that if you looked up at that thing and saw someone sitting in spot number 2, that maybe they needed something? Like just it's the common sense that doesn't come with anybody anymore. Like they're just all stupid. So this guy gave me attitude and he's walking away to make my food. And I look over at the girl, the chick in the sweatpants having her conversation with the flamboyant pink pant guy. And I was like, are you the manager? Because I could tell by their conversation she was in charge. And I was like, are you the manager? Because at this point, I wanted to just be an asshole about it. And she goes, I am, but I'm not working right now. And a switch flipped, because usually I'm pretty cordial. Even when I'm upset, I try to always put my best foot forward, because you never know what's going to fucking happen.
Right.
Spit in your food or whatever. That little phrase made me say, then what the fuck are you doing in the kitchen? And it just came out. Like, I wanted to pull it back, but when it came out, I almost felt really good at the same time.
You felt justified telling a woman to get back into the kitchen? Is that what you're coming out?
No, I was asking her to get the fuck out of the kitchen, which, is more progressive, I think.
Yes, you're right. Just going in there and you go, get the fuck, telling women to get out of the kitchen because they can't do it right should be normalized now.
No, I was trying to celebrate
you that cook, but the majority of you don't. And we've talked about it a lot.
I'm trying to celebrate Women's History Month by telling her to get out of the kitchen and live your life.
Grab her by like the nape of her neck, like the little hairs that aren't in the scrunchie, and you go, get out of here, you're ruining my pots and pans.
I was so mad. So I was like, well,
this
then
is
get the
non-stick and you've got cuts in it. How did you do this? Well, I was checking the sausage. You don't cut the sausage on the pan.
Oh, yeah. So I said, what the fuck are you doing in the kitchen then? And she just gave me this look. Like she couldn't believe I said it. And
you're out there.
So she gave me this look like, I can't believe you said that, but she didn't interact with me any further. She just gave the signal to the guy to have their conversation somewhere else. So they left. They went off into the back room where they should be having this conversation. Again, very old school in the way I treat like retail jobs, all this stuff. I was always brought up with all my other jobs before doing what I'm doing now that, it's that whole, you have time to you have time to lean, you have time to clean, all those stupid things that you do. You're not sitting there having your personal conversation in the middle of a fucking McDonald's kitchen in front of customers. Take it in the back. I don't care if you want to take a break. I don't want to see you talking about what you did Friday night. So at this point, I'm really pissed off. And she goes back in the back with the guy. The guy brings my food back, sets it on the counter in front of me, and starts to walk away. And I was like, where's my drink? And you could tell he was pissed that I did that, because you could see his like shoulders drop, like you're sighing, because he was already walking away. So he turns around. He's like, what did you have? And I was like, Sprite. So he grabs my Sprite. Instead of a little one, he gives me the big guy. Puts it in front of me, and then starts to walk away again. I was like, all right, have a good night. And I grab my shit and I storm off. I was so pissed off about that entire interaction that before I even left the parking lot, I was already looking up what the store number was. And I was on the McDonald's website writing up the exact moments that happened in a complaint. I was being that guy. And I'm driving off while I'm like talk to text. I'm checking all the shit. I'm making sure nothing's misspelled so I don't look like an idiot when I'm trying to complain about them. And I fire this thing off, and I felt good for the moment. The next morning, I get a phone call, and I missed the call because I was off in the backyard doing some yard work. And I come back and I have a message on my phone. And then this person says, hey, this is Blanca from McDonald's on so-and-so.
Right.
We got your feedback. If you can go give me a call back, I would appreciate it at your earliest convenience. And I'm sitting there going, I don't know if I have the patience to speak to someone at this point. Like, I don't want to talk to her. I have nothing else to say. So I let it go. I didn't talk to her. I got busy and I did whatever. Sunday comes around and I get an email from McDonald's. And the email, to just a quick summary of it, is, we got your feedback. We'll make sure that we talk to the store. We appreciate your patronage. Hope you come back. Signed, whoever. And I'm sitting there. That actually made me way more upset, because I'm like, you're not even going to try to get me to come back. You're not going to float me a Big Mac, no upgrade to a large fries, not even a fucking
That's someone
Sprite.
there that has the telemarketer sheet of responses.
Mad.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe it. Like, what? I'm not expecting anything. I don't want to go back to that location. I know I'm going to go to McDonald's again. I'm not the illusion of I'm going to boycott McDonald's. There's no chance of that. I'm going to go get some nuggets at some point or make the kids go. I'm just not going to go to that location. They're a bunch of assholes. And I know, like, certain ones, even though they are McDonald's proper, they're franchises. So that may not be the guy who owns the other McDonald's down the street. But to give me the brush off email, like, we're going to talk to the crew, thanks for coming.
Mm-hmm.
fuck you. I was so pissed off.
I got to put you in touch with Brody, because Brody is an expert when it comes to things like this and getting things done. Making it better, making it even is not enough. What are you going to give me on top of that for your incompetence or whatever? He's a Jedi when it comes to that stuff. So yeah,
I couldn't believe it. It was just like, thanks for taking the time to share your recent experience at this location. As the customer service representative of this restaurant, I apologize you were not satisfied with your visit. Yeah, I was not. And then it was just like, our mission, which means this is a cut and paste, whatever. Please be assured your feedback serves as a valuable reminder that our customers are our priority. And then that was it. We appreciate your feedback. Deuces. And I'm just like, fuck yeah. Like, I was actually more upset about that than I think I was the experience. Cause it's like, now you're not even trying to care about your customer base. And I don't know, something about that just really irked me.
Andy Hannon in the chat saying, Jordan, where was this energy when the big hole was in your roof?
Yeah, the people at McDonald's don't know where the fuck I live, Andy. These people are going to put more holes in my roof. I got to mind my P's and Q's a little bit.
Noodles in the chat here saying they make it when you get there, because if you ordered it and it took 30 minutes to get there and it's made within 5 minutes and gets cold, people will bitch that it's cold. Right. But you should have the option of a little box to check there. And you say, I understand that, if it's late, it's on me. You hit that because I would rather be there and somebody's outside with that stuff. They had to, I guess the one near me. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, depending which direction you go, there's a few, because there's like McDonald's everywhere. But one of them near me, I guess when they got their remodel done several years ago, because now they look like they're in a Starbucks instead of what used to be a McDonald's.
Just cold, man.
I guess they had so many complaints because when they bring the stuff out to the assigned spot for you, right? They have that. They used to have, the person had essentially a little tray that a little cart.
Yeah, with all the extra sauces,
napkins, utensils, any of that stuff. Then that went away. I don't know what happened with that. And this wasn't, it went away with the pandemic. This was after the pandemic. Then that went away and you're like, can the kid get an extra barbecue sauce or something like that? Oh, it's 40 cents. What? Just, it's right there. I told this guy once. He's like, well, we have to charge you for that. I go, you have all these people and you're going to charge me 40 cents for that sauce there? And he goes, well, you can't, they're not free. And I go, I can just lean over when you're not looking and take the thing. And in fact, I'll do that when you turn away. And then he just looked at me and he just goes, here you go.
I remember you were going to throw hands with some lady at the Popeyes who wouldn't give you the extra sauce.
Oh, that was a week ago.
That was a week ago, because this was like last year you had the same issue. So maybe you should go to Popeyes.
It was definitely within 2 weeks. I went there at Popeyes because they had the fried pickles they brought.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I never tried them from there. I'll go and try them. And it says it comes with the ranch thing
like
to dip it in
or something.
Yeah. And I was like, where's the sauce? And she was trying to charge me for the ranch stuff. And I go, it's in your advertisement. It's right there that it comes with it. Well, if you want, like, they do that too. If you get their the chicken tenders, to get the sauces with it, they give you like one, and you go, it's a 5-piece. One little cup's not going to do it. Then they charge you per sauce, like they nickel and dime you. And I don't know how to publicly say. I mean, I can say it publicly. I don't know how to say it in person to these people, but I go, you realize this corporation gives zero shits about you, and you're worried about saving them pennies over utensils and over sauces for that. You should not be giving a shit about that. In fact, you should be stealing your weight in this stuff. Like everybody who's had that rite of passage working at restaurants and fast food places. Lord knows I stole a ton of McDonald's Monopoly cups, Animaniacs toys. I was working at McDonald's when that Batman Forever movie came out, and they had the crystal glasses.
That's awesome.
Where it was engraved and all that stuff.
Oh, I loved those. Yeah, I had the Riddler one.
I was stealing. I for Scott Shannon at the time. He talked about it, and I he said it on the show one morning, and I go, I can send you the set of 4. And he gave me the ad, and he's like, here you go. And then when he opened it up on air, and he goes, I shouldn't have said that on the air. And Todd goes, why? And he goes, like, now I can't get rid of the damn things. And he goes, Aaron Noogie sent me, he called me up. He had the 4. So, I got his. And he goes, Then, every day I come in, there's boxes of this stuff here. And I was like, if Scott was smart to keep that, he could
we
sell
used
that
to be
for
a proper
fortune.
society, man. Like the things that you can get at a Pizza Hut or a McDonald's, they used to be so good. Like the movie tie-ins, because we just saw that K-pop Demon Hunter is putting out adult Happy Meals again.
Yeah.
So like they had the Grinch stuff this past winter. They had they did like the adult Happy Meal toys. It was like $15.
Well, like earlier in the year, they did that one with the weird artist who was doing the weird art conceptions of Grimace and the Hamburglar and all that stuff. But at least with the Grinch one that came out, you got a pair of like designer socks, that related to Dr. Seuss.
It was useful.
So it was kind of like you kind of understood the price point on it right?
Yeah.
K-pop Demon Hunter. I saw that stuff coming out. I'm like, kid loves K-pop Demon Hunter. Let me see. And then it's like, oh, there's two different ones. One's for breakfast. One's for the rest of the day. I'm looking at the food and like the morning one is nothing new. There's nothing in there. The evening one is a chicken nugget meal with two different Korean sauces that were in there that weren't part of the BTS, meal that they had. So it's different stuff. And I was like, all right. And then I'm like, there's got to be prizes or something in there.
No,
it's a blind pack of some kind of collector's cards. And I go, the kid's not going to give a shit about that.
No, this is definitely not a kid's meal.
And they're like, oh, they're still charging what, $15-$16 for this thing here. If you get the 10-piece meal, whatever, it's cheaper. I mean, it's not cheap, but it's cheaper than $15 for the thing. And I go, their price points are all off. The prize in there is not something that the fan base, you're going to go and collect the soiled cardboard box that it comes in there.
Right.
The cards aren't going to be worth a damn nor anything for like, oh, I'm a collector of something. Let's go get it. Like if it was like if they did the socks thing again or gloves or a t-shirt or something, that's the incentive to go get that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The pack and it's only like one card in the pack. It's not like a set of 3. It's like collect all whatever. And it's like, and I had to dig through stuff online. I'm like, so if I go and get the pack, does it have the 3 cards? Will the kid be happy with that? Oh no, it's 1 card. So for the afternoon one is the 3 girls. So you can get one of the 3. No, sorry. It's the 3 girls on the, but there's like a boy. I don't know I forgot who the guy is. And then the cat, the derpy cat thing.
Derpy.
Right. So you get one of their cards, and then in the morning it's the boy band thing. So you get one of them that nobody gives a shit about, right? So you're like, oh, so I would have to if you had a favorite of one of these things, it's a blind box within a $15 Happy Meal thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're screwing. It's just not a good deal at all.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, bad experience with McDonald's. Not fun. I did fly off the handle a little bit more than I usually do.
No, and good for you. I'm glad. I'm glad you're
much.
learning and coming to the dark side. I
found it funny. It was right off the heels of your bad dining experience, and we're always giving you a hard time about it. And then this happens like days later. I'm just like, of course.
Well, I have a new bad experience I can get into in a second. Our pal Chris Subdivisions in the chat. I have enough saved McDonald's sweet and sour sauce in case of a nuclear holocaust.
Oh yeah, I've got that Szechuan sauce from the last time. I was like, this is not good anymore, but I keep it. I don't know why. It's up in my fridge.
Not worth it. I think I have one of the Big Mac sauces things over there.
Yeah.
Somewhere there's a whole section of my console of stuff that I forgot to throw out, and it just
get rid of it.
Like piling up like a mountain. And I'm like, I got to get rid of all of this stuff here.
Right.
Well, I'm sorry your McDonald's stuff didn't go well, but your concert stuff did.
I was gonna say the universe has a way of balancing it out. Like, I tend to try not to lean too big into karma, but it definitely balanced out this week. I went to go see a concert with the kids this past Tuesday. I went and saw Bad Omens, Beartooth, and a band called President. They're out of the UK. They're kind of new. They've been putting it. In fact, they just put out one more new song today.
Did you? Leading up to this, we had Discord chats with myself and you and Hollywood agent Rob Stark.
Yeah.
And did you follow the advice that Rob and I were telling you to when you went to the concert?
Unfortunately, the idea that you had, because I was actually, I think I was in line. It was like Sunday night, and we were talking. We were actually on Discord and talking. We weren't even like typing it out. And I think it was you had the brilliant idea to get my daughter to start listening to Presidents of the United States of America to prep her for the concert. A band that is not even remotely close to what we saw, so that she would be disappointed when none of the songs were being played. And unfortunately, it was too late. I had already sent her a playlist. I wish I had the foresight to make that happen ahead of time, because it would have been the best bit when, Peaches wasn't being played at the concert this past Tuesday.
Well, we were saying that, but we also were saying when, the big entrance, the intro was coming, and, like it's building the tone and they're about to walk on stage, just you having your camera on, just yelling, "Play Lump," screaming out there.
Unfortunately, I did not.
While another song's going on, you're going, "Little Green Dune Buggy,"
just to get in all the hits. So no, we went out to there.
A Little Blue Dune, but wait, is it blue or green?
I think it's Little Blue. I think it's green.
No, Little Blue. I don't know. I'll have to look it up.
So we go out to the concert. It's
Little Blue Dune to Buggy. I had it wrong.
So it's at the old hockey arena. It's near the football arena. So it's like an hour drive for me on a good day. So we go there. Traffic's the way it is. We get there, parked. No big deal. Parking was like $25, which is kind of ridiculous. Like I hate parking. But we walk up. We get in, and our tickets are up in the upper level. I didn't pay a ton of money. We got the kids with me, so. We got upper level, no big deal. So we go up there, and we got there a little early. Like we did well. So it wasn't like packed yet. So it's still pretty open. Kids, of course, after driving an hour, had to go use the restroom. So we did that. And I'm sitting there hanging out with my son as my daughter's using the restroom. And I look over and I've been going to a lot of concerts. Sometimes you can kind of pinpoint who's working for the venue, who's doing this, who's doing that. And I look over and I see some girls standing there. And I'm like, they work here. They have to work here. So I grabbed the boy. I was like, I need help here. So I grabbed the boy. I walk over and I go, hey.
You just go, boy, and then snap your fingers.
Boy, let's go. I do it like Kratos from the game. I was like, boy. And he just follows suit.
Then you scalp him with an axe.
So we walk up and I was like, hey, I need a favor. And then she turns around and I can see she's got stuff in her hands. I'm like, this is his first real concert. My daughter is using the restroom.
Can you watch him? I need to go.
Can you watch him? I gotta go. Yeah, can you babysit? I want to enjoy the show.
And you just walk away before she answers.
Can you give me one upgrade? So I'm talking to her and stuff like that. She was real nice. She hands me 3 lower level tickets. So she upgraded me. And I was like, what's this going to cost me? She goes, just take them. So I got upgraded for free. Upgraded for free. 5 rows up from the floor.
That's fantastic.
Better view, like straight on view, because the seats that we had were upper level, kind of off to the side. So, you're closer to the stage, but you're looking down and you're not getting the full experience.
Right.
We're 5 rows up, straight on view. Couldn't possibly been any cooler of a show. Like, it was one of my favorite. I got to say, it was one of my favorite. Play Peaches! I just kept yelling, play Peaches, and no one understood. But I got upgraded down to like the lower level. Great show. Like, all 3 bands did a great job. Like, I was excited to see President. So I was very impressed with their show. If they ever do like a tour that they're headliners, I would definitely go see them again. Beartooth, I wasn't as familiar with their music, but had a great time with it. My son loved it. He's not usually into this stuff. He was the one that we kind of forced into it. My daughter knows the bands. I know the bands, but he didn't.
He'd love them if they showed up as an emote on Fortnite.
I know. Yeah, he'd be just doing little dances and stuff. But as the show kind of went on and this, all the smoke and lights and fire and all this stuff started going, he kind of got into it more. But Bad Omens, I have to say, like, for those who maybe know who they are or need to get into a band, they put on possibly the best show I have seen in a long time. And I have seen Nine Inch Nails twice in the last 6 months. And I have to say, that show that I just saw on Tuesday was a better stage show than what Nine Inch Nails put on. And that's saying something, because they usually put on a good show. And it was such a fantastic night. It was great. Bought the kids and myself T-shirts and just did it all up. It was a good experience. Kind
of glowing paraphernalia, stuff that lights up?
No, but the funny thing is that in the section that we were in, about 2 rows up from us, was this lady that I guess went to the one of the Blackpink.
Black.
It was the Blackpink concert, and she had one of those things where it syncs up, but it didn't sync up to this concert. So she just kept flipping the light, and she just kept waving it. And at some point, after a while, I was just like, "All right, we got to put it down." But she had one of those, and then some guy a little bit over from me, and in fact, I found a TikTok of someone zooming in on him, and you can see me in the TikTok a little bit. He wore like a black sweatsuit that had those like LEDs attached to it to make him look like a stick figure. So he's like standing in the aisle, just dancing and having a good old time. It was really, really a fantastic show. So where I had a bad dining experience and food and it just pissed me off, this couldn't have been more the opposite. Like just such a great time, great night. It was fun. It was really, really cool. We got home real late. Kids were tired the next day. I still made them go to school. It was fun. It's like, yeah, but now you get to go be tired at school and tell all your friends on how cool you are. But the section that we got upgraded in happened to be right next to a section that I guess a friend of hers from school, my daughter, was there with her mom. So she got to see a friend and they got to bond. And now I've got like 5 other concerts I'm going to have to try to go to now because they're going. So I might be doing Evanescence in the summer. My daughter now wants to see Youngblood. They're still
doing stuff?
They're doing a tour. Yeah, they're doing one with Spirit Box and Nova Twins. I've got a work event
the
in
Japanese
the summer.
cover band Spirit Box.
But yeah, so yeah, I got to go do Evanescence probably. I did buy tickets to go see Weird Al in September, so that should be fun. My daughter is now wanting to go to My Chemical Romance. I just told her I actually have tickets, so you're lucky. And she goes, "Oh my god!" So yeah, it's nice to be able to get the kids into stuff.
You're going to all these concerts and stuff. And you've been doing it for a while. When do you tell them you don't have money for college with what you're spending on all this garbage?
Well, my daughter's going to be 15. I think I got another year or two before she starts taking like SATs and wanting to go somewhere. So I'm like, yeah, no.
I'm going to go the other route where my kid gets older. She's going to go to less and less things and get less and less stuff. But then she can say, it's like, well, my college was paid for in full. I got an apartment paid for right after that so I can work. So I didn't have to pay for any of that stuff. But, I still will complain that I never got to go on a ski trip with my family or we never got to go to concerts and what have you.
She's going to be that grow up, like hating her childhood, but loving her adult life. Yeah.
I figured I'm going to lose during the teen years anyway. So I'm just going to be like, well, if I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose big because down the line, she'll look back and go, hey, dad put all the money into the right stuff here. Right. Now, yeah, granted, would I have liked to gone to all that stuff? Yeah, that would have been some nice memories. But I'm sitting pretty for the rest of at least for starting my official adult life. I think he can get a pass.
Yeah. So yeah, I got my upgraded comp ticket. They moved me down lower level. No one's going to care.
No, but people steal shit all the time. You never see those clips where people do that stuff and they show their passes and all of a sudden their tickets got stolen.
Yeah, this is from a show that already happened. No one's going anywhere.
Oh, okay.
No, that was from this Tuesday.
Nice cover up, by the way.
Yeah. Shut up. But yeah, had a great experience.
Good. I'm glad.
I had a fun time. It was really cool. So, and it's nice. Like, and I was having a conversation with my daughter driving home when my son passed out in the back seat, but she stayed up a little bit, and we were talking about music, and it's nice to be able to have your kids like the things you like, but also kind of branch out and do their own thing. Like she shows me music that I've never heard of, or some of the newer stuff, things like that I may not, because I live in the 90s perpetually in my head. But yeah, it's nice to be able to have that relationship with her where she enjoys the things I like. We go to Blink-182 and stuff like that. And then I can introduce her to new things and maybe she likes it, maybe she doesn't, but I don't get a lot of pushback. And it's nice to have that because, you're trying to shape better people. And I feel like I'm doing an okay job, and it makes me happy when they really get into things and have a good time. So, I want those experiences.
We'll see how that goes when the college years come around, and we'll see if they talk to you the rest.
I'll be long dead. Like I said, I think I got like 2 or 3 more years.
We're playing long ball here, so we still have to wait and see how this goes. Maybe I'll go on Polymarket and start a whole thing. Will Jordan's kids talk to him when he tells them that college is not in their future?
I'll film it.
You said it was one of the best concerts you've ever been to. Old Wrestler
Really
saying
was.
that's quite a claim because Nine Inch Nails is incredible live.
Look, there's nothing against the Nine Inch Nails show. I think both times me and my brother went, we were kind of off to the side.
I was really hoping you were going to say nothing against the Nine Inch Nails.
The Nine Inch Nails, yeah.
Like, oh, the
Trent
Smashing
Reznor.
Pumpkins, Homer Simpson, smiling politely.
Smiling politely. No, we were sitting off to the side, and when you see footage of the same show we went to, and you have a straight on view, there's a lot that you miss because they're really kind of projecting this really cool show. And when you're sitting off to the side, you miss a lot of that. So I feel like maybe I didn't get the full Nine Inch Nails experience because I wasn't looking straight on. The fact that we were able to move, have a better view, and really see. They had lasers going off. They had the way the stage was set up, and I'll see if I can move stuff, and I'll show between segments. They had a huge LCD screen behind them. Then they had all these little tiny screens almost all the way up to the top of the stage area, and it was really cool that there was a part where the lead singer was singing a song, and in the back it was just like this anime looking rain scene, and it looked like he was just standing in front of a window, and there's rain going on behind him. And then it gets real heavy and he just screams something and an explosion happens on the LCD screen. The glass looks like it's broken. And now it looks like the apocalypse is behind him and he's singing the rest of it. It was very impressive, like just visually a very impressive show. The band did an amazing job. They sounded just like, you're listening to it in your headphones. It was just overall, it was a very good experience. And you don't see a lot of people put that kind of effort anymore. And I enjoyed that. So it was really, really cool. And, I would say if anyone has the opportunity to go see them, I mean, they're just wrapping up their tour, but they'll tour again. Go check them out, man. And they put on a good show. So it was worth it. And I just realized, and I forgot, me and my brother might go see Bone Thugs and Harmony and Wu-Tang Clan in October. They just announced a new tour that they weren't going to do. And they just said, we'll do it again. So now I might go see
like
Wu-Tang.
An amazing show.
Yeah. So the tickets pre-sales happening now. Tickets should go on sale, I think, tomorrow as we're doing the show Friday. And yeah, I want to go see Wu-Tang Clan and Bone Thugs and Harmony. That's a nice bill.
At the crossroads. Yeah, that sounds like I would watch those clips on YouTube. I'm not going to the show, but I would definitely sit down. Like if the concert was there, I'd throw down some money to watch it on a streaming service or something.
Yeah. So fun times, I say.
Well, I'm glad, you got to have that time with your kids. I'm glad the concert went well.
Yeah, awesome.
I'm glad to also hear when you're saying like, you like the fact that, your kids develop their own interests and personality and what have you, and they introduce you to other things. My dad was, not very receptive to that growing up because there'd be times like, I'd have to, there was no way I could win trying to battle for the radio in the car.
Yeah.
He would scream and it was always on CBS FM, which was the oldies station at the time. And by oldies, 50s, 60s, doo-wop music, that kind of stuff. Right. And, if I tried to put on Z100 or K-Rock or any of that stuff, like he'd smack your hand if you touched the, the old metal preset buttons where you push it.
It clicks in. Yeah.
You just see the orange dial moving back and forth. And, if I tried to play some modern stuff to him, he would listen to it, hate everything, and then tell me what it originally was.
Right.
And I said, what? And he goes, oh, well, you listen to that comes, like he'd sing and goes, oh, that's from this song or that's from that song. And I go, no, it's not actually. And he goes, yeah, it is. Listen to that. And it's when you find those video clips and like people still do it when they're like, this song sounds like this song. And a lot of times they are sampling legally the other song, or they paid whatever to get the writer's credits on this song here because they could take lyrics and other stuff from other songs, right?
Right.
But back then, during his era, they stole everything. Like a lot of the early rock music was stolen off the blues musicians.
They'll never know.
Lord knows Led Zeppelin is, the leader of that whole thing.
Right.
But I tried to play him some new stuff. Like he gave, like my siblings were a bit older than me. Not a lot, but a little bit older. So like they were more the 80s and I was more the 90s. And so my older sister would be, full out new wave. Like I said, she got me into Duran Duran and
that's how my aunt was
and other stuff. And my dad couldn't tolerate any of that stuff. And then, I'm in the 90s, so I'm playing, here's Nirvana, but then also here's MC Hammer, here's Vanilla Ice, here's all of this stuff. Wanted nothing to do it. Reason I bring this up, it's great that your kid is willing to share this stuff with you. My kid is starting to do that now. My kid, there's a song that came on the other day and she's singing it, and I'm like, how did you know this song? And then I don't really remember how she told. Oh, it was Justin Bieber's Baby. Baby, and the chorus goes, baby, baby.
Yeah.
Like, she knows. I'm like, how do you know that? I guess. She said they do it as a warm up at her dance classes and stuff.
Really?
So so she knows that, and I feel every now and then stuff comes on the radio or, Spotify random or what have you.
Yeah.
And she knows the song. I'm like, how do you know this one? How do you know that? Well, she's been singing a song that I knew as like a little clip online. Also, again, it showed up in Fortnite as a purchase, a song you could buy. And she's singing this thing, and I go, how do you know this song? Apparently, all the little kids know this song. I'm going to play this for you right now. This kid has been singing it nonstop for about 2 or 3 days.
Chicken, banana, chicken, banana.
Oh my.
Banana, 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 chicken, banana.
You know this song, right?
I haven't heard it as much as what you're playing, but yes, my kid also showed me this or played it or said it, and you were talking about it. In fact, it actually came up when we were walking from the parking lot to the concert. It came up somehow.
How?
I don't know. My daughter was singing it as a joke to make me upset.
Yeah, so this song's going in the morning or driving to school. Can you play Chicken Banana? No. But I want to hear Chicken Banana. I don't want to hear Chicken Banana.
Say
and then
your mother.
Fine. And then, we'll be waiting at the light, whatever is on the radio is playing, and you just hear her go, Chicken Banana. And she's just nonstop singing Chicken Banana over and over and over and over again.
So bad.
So this was been drilled into my head. The last time it was a song was that Apate song, which is not bad. I don't mind that song at all.
It's catchy. Good. Yeah, and it's catchy enough where it's not upsetting to listen to.
Yeah, and Rosé from Blackpink, actually.
Be black.
Right, because it is what it is. Yeah, so every now and then there's a song that comes around that this kid just gets an earworm, and you forget the power of music.
Right.
Sometimes where, it makes you feel something, it makes you remember something, a time in your life, whatever. But it also, you forget that the little earworms that get caught in somebody else's head, and they're doing that, and then now they're infecting you. I'm like, I got Chicken Banana in there.
Chicken banana. That's annoying.
Chris is saying that sounds like the pineapple pen, apple pen thing. It's along the same lines of being ridiculous.
Right.
Old Wrestler saying this song is old. Yeah, I know it's old. I was aware of it, but I thought it was just one of those little sample things on TikTok that they used or whatever. Had no idea the whole. Yeah, Noodles here. Eric starts singing "Fuck the Police" coming straight from the underground.
I actually played that for my son once, and he was just like, language. I was like, yeah, it was. I
played the other day, actually. And it wasn't the radio edit because for some reason Spotify doesn't have the radio edit of it. Two Life Dogs, what's my name?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
And the reason why I played that is because on Instagram we were watching the clip of I think the girl's name is Zara and her dad, Ben and Zara.
That is someone my daughter just told me about. Yeah.
It's an Australian family. It's a father and a daughter where they've become super popular for lip syncing songs in the car together, right? And they act it all out. And because they got so big, when artists come to Australia, I don't know if they reach out to them or the artists reach out to the father and daughter, but they'll do stuff where they're singing all of a sudden. And when the chorus comes in, the artist pops up from the back seat and sings with us. Cool. I think we featured it on here.
We talked about
Snoop Dogg one.
We talked about them, but I don't think they weren't as big at that point, so we didn't see them playing with any artists. But yes, we have. No,
I think we watched the one where. Let me see. Is it Ken and Zara?
Did we?
Ben and Zara is the name.
I like their ice cream.
Yes, the Cherry Garcia is fantastic. Yeah, but the Ben and Zara ones, they had the one where Snoop Dogg pops up out of nowhere, and he's doing the whole song, and then the kid is doing the Dr. Dre part.
Yeah,
right.
I do now. Now that you say it, yes, I do remember that now.
So, yeah, we were looking at that and we were watching that, and I was loving it. And my kid does this thing too. When I put a song that comes on, I know she'll pause it or say, like, Daddy, did you grow up with this song?
As if we were like 1,000,000 years old.
Oh, yeah. So I go,
was there TV when you were growing up? I'm like, go to bed.
She asks in stages. She goes, did you grow up with this song? Yes, I did. Is this your favorite song? No, it's not my favorite song. Then why do you like this song if it's not your favorite song? Because it's a song that I enjoy. It's just not my favorite song. And then she wants to hear the song. And... then we played it. So anyway, I'm in the car and I put on Snoop Dogg's What's My Name and realizing I can't find the radio edit. And there's a bit I've always wanted to do, and we're going to have to figure out a way to do this. I want to do this thing where I want to put together a compilation where and I know there's a lot out there. I have a few in my head, but where the radio edit is actually better than the CD, the album release. Of the song.
That's gonna be interesting because usually it's not like that. Usually what you're wanting to find is that the radio edit inserted a terrible word to replace the bad word instead of just bleeping it out or like muting it. They'll replace it with something really bad that makes no sense, and it just kind of almost changes the way the song sounds.
Right, but there's ways of where it's become creative. Right. And the radio edit is actually better than the album version that you get on the CD. And I'll start it off with, we'll get to this at another time, but I'll start off Snoop Dogg, What's My Name? The radio edit is far superior than the album version. Now you could say, well, the album version, they get the curse and it's not censored or whatever, but the way they changed the lyrics and some of the stuff they had to, censor is way more creative and way more interesting on the radio edit than it was for the album version. So
Noodles may actually be right. The CeeLo Green song, F you, fuck you.
Yeah.
I really liked the cursing version of it. It just sounds like it flows better. Like the unrated version just sounds like they're trying too hard to be edgy. Well,
there's another category we can do too, and we'll use CeeLo's "Fuck You" song. The first version of the video was all text, and it was, artistically done with the text. That was the video they put out as the official video. Later on, they put out the version where he's in there. Real people are in there, but that first version with the text artistically done, better than the actual other official video that they put out. So that could be something we concentrate on down the line.
Tom just unlocked a memory for me. Using animal noises as cursing edits is hilarious. It reminds me of every time I was listening to like the local radio station and they would play Bloodhound Gang songs.
I was just going to say, my pals, I still talk with Lupus all the time from Bloodhound Gang. And when they did Fire, Water, Burn, they have the
burn, mother, burn. It's like, oh my God.
That's
but that works.
That's
so funny.
Great that we both landed on that. I'll give you a second, and then we got to move on to have so much other stuff to talk about. I'll give you a second radio edit that's better than the album version, and that would be. I just had them in my brain. I know that cut my life into pieces. This is the last
Papa Roach.
Thank you. Suffocation, no breathing, don't give a if I come or not. With the radio static in there.
Yeah.
Better than the album version than when you hear it.
Yeah.
So that's two. I'll give you. I have a couple more that I know I wrote down somewhere. But something to think about. Points to ponder. For a future show, we'll do a special where it's like the radio edits are better than the actual album versions of that. Because you know what happens too? It's like you hear the song on the radio, or at least back in what we call long ago, you'd hear the song on the radio and you go buy the album, and then you go like, oh, there's the song. The song's different. And then it's like 6 minutes long, 5 minutes long. It's like, what is this shit? all this.
There's like another verse that you've never heard and you can't sing along with. I was actually when we were at the concert, my daughter made the comment to me. She goes, they sound just like the CD. And I was like, that is a good thing, because then people want to sing along. You get these artists out there that want to like change the tempo. They'll add a different verse. They may like sing it differently. And it makes it so hard to interact with that almost it turns you off from the experience. So I was happy she got to hear like a band just sound word for word
similar,
everything.
I don't even mind, like, if they we're dating ourselves again, when they used to put out a maxi single, and you'd have different versions of the song, like this different remixes, or they did an acoustic version. Like, I don't mind that stuff, because you got the original song there, you have different versions. Perfect.
But you've heard it. But you've heard it, so you can prepare for that.
Correct.
They don't want to surprise you with a hidden track that you're like, I don't know what the fuck is this. Like, yeah. So
our pal Tom from Alberta, Eminem's edits were just a second set of lyrics that work well. Well, he wrote two different styles. He wrote one for the radio MTV and the one for the album stuff. And that's where you come down to this part where you go, sometimes the radio edit, not that, it's taking away from the artistic vision of the original song, but sometimes the radio edit, you had to be more creative, more clever than saying what you want through the course of the song. Now it's like, well, I'm trying to say what I want, but I have to pussyfoot around a lot of the other things in order to get this on airplay, and sometimes it can be better. So keep all that in mind. Going back real quick to when I was talking about Ken and Ben and Zara. I keep saying Ken. Father-daughter duo in Australia, where they do all this lip syncing stuff. We had mentioned the Snoop Dogg thing. Here it is right here. So you get the idea here, right? They have over just on Instagram alone 5 million followers. YouTube as well. I'm sure they get flagged more for the music stuff on YouTube, whatever. But artists are reaching out to them because of all of this stuff.
That's really cool.
Here's the new one they put out, and look at the surprise artist that they got. This one was kind of cool too. Well, you get it. So
that's cool.
Yeah, very cool for them.
That is really cool. Good for them.
Yeah.
It's like when we're talking to Richard, when you find your niche and you just get your thing, like that works for them. That's awesome.
But there's a lot of other artists that have reached out to do collabs.
Frankie Valli's in the back. He still looks like he's half dead. They're just moving his mouth like he does in concert now.
They've got the puppet metal.
These strings
would have, yeah.
So why does he have strings on the old shit handles?
Just keeping them upright. They have a lot of artists that have shown up to do the lip.
I gotta say, Whoopit's right. She still looks pretty good. I gotta say, yeah, she was always my favorite. Like, she always kind of had that British mouth where
well, she was always kind of the athlete. You couldn't tell how you thought back then. And like, she's the butch one. She's not the busty ones like the others. There you had, what was it, Baby Ginger,
Baby Spice, Ginger, Scary.
Yeah, she was always like the runt of the litter,
She was the boyish one.
Yeah, not anymore now. If you see her, you're like, oh wow, she grew her hair out. She looks fantastic.
Right.
Let's keep it in with the music and everything. A little update. I've been trying to get Miku tickets to take my kid.
Are you going to try now and still actually try?
I have been trying, but it's not going to happen because now look at the secondary and third tier markets. Look at this.
Yeah, it's rough, man. Like, it is rough.
$2,000 on the floor for a fucking hologram.
That's wild.
Yeah. So you can't even go through Ticketmaster anymore, right? I think this one was StubHub that I was looking through.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the nosebleed seats, like I saw this one here. It's like, it's $104, but it was one ticket. Like, there was nothing there next to it. I'm not like, she can sit on my lap. That ain't happening. So, yeah, the Miku stuff. still underway. I've even gone back to resorting to old tactics. I reached out to people I know at local radio stations, and I said, "Hey, do you have this on your club and concert calendar coming up? Are you going to be?" And nobody knew what I was talking about. And I said, "Okay, I understand."
I mean, that's rough. Yeah, I should have jumped in when I wanted tickets. Now they went up to about $100 each.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't know, for the bit, I want to take my kids to $100 each concert. So, because that's my downside. I was thinking, my mom was saying, well, it's cool that, your son is now getting into the stuff and he can start going to these kinds of things. And I'm like, yeah, it's a double-edged sword. I'm glad he wants to do stuff with us and get into it. But now I have to add a third ticket to anything that I buy. It was already annoying that I had to buy 2 tickets to everything because of my daughter. And now I've got to add a third, and God forbid, anybody else go. It's like, it's just getting more expensive. Like, no. Like, he passed on going to Weird Al with us. So I'm like, yes, I don't have to buy another ticket for him. So, but yeah.
He's missing out.
I know. He'll go to stuff.
I got a update for you of a bad experience that doesn't involve a movie theater or a restaurant.
Well, every time you leave your house, there's always a chance. And I've seen you grocery stores.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to get to that in just a second. But since we're on the topic of like father-daughter activities and doing whatnot, this is no surprise to you and to anybody else that I guess that has kids. You start to realize as your kids get older what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. And when you've come to the point in your life where you are fully accepting the fact that there are some points in my life where I will probably go to jail for my kids or worse for my kids, and you're perfectly okay with it.
Yeah.
Shows some growth in you, shows some maturity. It shows you like, oh, this is where you're supposed to be at this point in your life. And there are times where I see stuff on the news, online, or even in real life with the kid. And I went, if this went the other way, I think that guy would be dead. I think I might have killed that person if had this turned for the worse. And I was thinking about it and I'm like, I'm okay with that. I think if I had to go, I think I'd be justified in what I did. You probably have to go through the whole procedure. They arrest you, you're in jail, you go through your court thing. But I think at some point you get vindicated when they find out what was behind it and why you did whatever it was. So it's a little disturbing, but then it's also very comforting knowing the fact that it's like, if something happened, I wouldn't be second guessing this. This would be like, I push the kid off to somebody else, and then I go and I take care of that person. Mm-hmm. Well, having that in mind, through my online adventures, this video came around and I watched it and I enjoyed it. And I'm like, this probably would be me. I would assume Jordan as well if this scenario came about. But let's take a look at this here.
Without even thinking about it, that would be me. I'd be dancing my way to a felony.
So for the radio people who can't see this, the caption says, "Me if my daughter ever says a man put his hands on her." And it's this guy, he's dancing through an apartment complex, dancing down the hallway. And right as it gets to the chorus, he goes into the door and he's like, "Excuse me a second," closes the door. And during the part where it goes, "Bum, bum, bum," is just gunshots correcting the situation at hand. So I saw that and I immediately left a nice comment to this gentleman, and I said, I don't think anyone would judge you at all for all of that stuff. So Tom saying, if Eric goes to jail, who would Jordan get for second chair?
Giddles will be back, and then it'll be our liberal podcast where we just talk about the state of the government and meat.
So while I'm getting the chair, someone else is getting my chair. Is what
I got to still have someone from the East Coast.
Yeah,
we'll keep the name though.
Noodles is saying, willing to do, take you to concerts, not willing to do, send you to college. That is 100%. The Jordan story.
Yeah, you got to earn your way.
All right. So I'll tell you about my kids, and then we got to move on. So kids started, we're going into spring, and new activities come about, outdoor sporting activities.
I gotta say, your kid has a lot of activities.
Yeah, I've got
more than my kid ever did, like at that age, or me at that age. So it's impressive.
And I was the one who rallied. That, like, I'm not going to be the person driving to these activities all the time. I am not going to be the person getting up at 4 or 5 a.m. on a Saturday to take them ice skating, whatever. And I hope, I pray that does not become a thing, because I'm getting her an Uber gift card. I am not driving on a Saturday morning.
I've hired you a driver. Right. Let me know how it goes.
Close to qualifying for the Olympics, then I'm on board, and I'll fund your campaign. But getting up to there, I will be there for competitions. I'll be there to pick you up. I'll even have some breakfast for you. I'll have what is the kids like, Alani? I'll have the Alani in the car, and we'll go and get the hash browns from Starbucks or something. But other than that, I'm not taking you 4 or 5 in the morning in the dead of winter so you can go practice ice skating. But the kid does swimming, gymnastics, dancing, like a whole bunch of stuff. So now we're adding to the roster T-ball.
Well, she's well-rounded. It's like you're not sticking to one particular activity. Like, you're going around the gamut of different sports. And
she wanted to do it because her friends were doing it. So, all right.
Did you give her if they jumped off a bridge, would you do it too? And then you just turn the TV
I'd sign her up for that. And I'm like,
bridge jumping.
I'm a supportive father. What happened? Hey, look,
she wanted a bridge jump.
It makes her more well-rounded for her college transcripts.
Exactly.
So anyway, T-ball starts, right?
Yeah.
So we get there. This thing is completely unorganized, and not for the lack of the coaches involved trying to round up tiny little kids. I get it. It's a daunting task. So I salute them. But there were so many kids, and a lot of them little girls. I was amazed and impressed how many little girls were out there wanting to do T-ball stuff.
That's cool.
Right? I know it leads to softball and whatever, but at this age, you wouldn't think that
so many lesbians. It's crazy.
That's a horrible, probably not wrong, but who knows? So there's a lot. Softball. There was at least, they divvied up the field to like 4 different areas. So I think there was at least 100 kids.
Wow.
That were all like to break into the little teams and stuff. And even the teams
are usually like under 8, under 5. So like they're usually like the smaller kids, right? Like
these kids were all 4, 5, 6 in that range, right?
It's just pure energy with no path.
Right. Well, we get there and there's a ton of kids crying because this is something new and they don't want to leave their parents and they want to go out there
with the bats.
But then they see their friends, or then they start to get a feel of what this is, and then they're out there, they're just, bulldozing each other. They're practicing headfirst slides when they're nowhere near qualified to do this yet, and they're not near a base either. They're just seeing their friend, they go and they dive into their knees and take kids out, which that is fantastic.
Yeah, it's fun.
But yeah, the reason why I said it was not very organized, and again, nothing to do with the organization running this or the coaches. The parents are such a problem for all of these activities, and I've had to deal with this at gymnastics too. The parents bring, and it's not like, oh, well, they have a brother and sister, and I don't have anybody watching them, so I got to bring the kids with me. Mm-hmm. They bring their entire families to all of this. Now,
for practice, like that doesn't make sense. Like a game, yes. Like I've had people come to my daughter's volleyball games, but I'm not inviting them to her practices.
My kid last weekend had a big gymnastics competition, all different groups. I don't know if ages, skill sets, whatever. Yeah. By the way, came in number 1 in her division. She got.
I was going to say she looked like she had won the Kumite.
Oh, you saw the
pictures. She looked like a very happy kid.
Yes, they get a little certificate. They get a medal. They get you get these little bonds and certificates to use towards college and things like that, right? So she had that. So when you're at a competition like that, I understand when you have everybody there. That's where you should.
Yeah, that's where they need to be.
You don't need to be at the practice every day, twice a week, something like that, right?
Yeah, no thanks.
So like the gym that she goes to do all of this stuff, there's a very, very limited area for the parents to hang out and sit.
Mm-hmm.
The parents that have to sit there for an hour or so while the kids get changed, go do their stuff, come back, get changed, and then go home. This is supposed to be where you get to sit and watch, because you can't be out in the on the floor and everything. So you got the windows and stuff so you can watch everything going on. They bring everybody. All their other kids are sitting there on their Switch. They're coloring. They're at their iPads. And everything. All the adults are standing around while the kids are laying out on the benches and stuff like this. And you just want to go, get the fuck out of here. I'm going to start shoving kids in the cubby holes over there. They don't. This is for the parents. They don't do that. Well, here at the baseball practice. Now, I'm not showing these photos because too many kids involved and what have you. But Jordan has seen, I sent you a couple of the photos.
I did.
Parents, all right, you have them broken up into teams, but then the teams are broken into squads so that you can teach smaller groups the basics of how all this, how to throw a ball. They're at the stage now where they got how to throw a ball, how to try to catch a ball, and then how to try to swing the bat at the tee.
Yeah,
right?
Because as adults, we're so far removed from the mechanics of it. Like I can't conceptualize how to do certain things. I was trying to show my son how to throw a football, and I couldn't figure out the best way to explain how to do it. And I'm like, oh, I have just been doing it too long.
Right.
So yeah, their motor skills you have to learn those basics. It's crazy.
Yeah. You need to, it's not even, it's like, well, you got to learn the fundamentals. This is the basic level of it. They got to learn this before they can learn the fundamentals of everything. Right. So, going through all this stuff, they have the teams broken up into different, there's like 4 ball fields broken up, and then they break the teams down into squads, right? So that they can do all of this stuff and, close personal attention to a lot of this stuff. The parents are walking around all the fields in the middle of where kids are throwing. Kids are doing batting practice. They're doing little drills of how to run to the, they don't have bases, these little colorful discs. Whatever, to learn how to run to all of this stuff. The parents are just walking everywhere because they want to watch their kid instead of sitting in the back like we should be doing and not getting involved with all of this stuff.
Yeah, drinking until you have to yell at somebody.
Their other kids are running around. I'm seeing kids walk in front of kids swinging bats with the ball on the tee there. They're just walking past, not giving a shit. 2 kids parked their bikes.
I'm looking at the bike picture right now. There's a bike just randomly, and then in the distance you see a kid. I think he's digging a hole. Like they're just, what are all these kids here for no reason? Yeah, they're all like, all these kids are coming to hang out, and these are like little kids. Why are older kids here? When I was that age, I'm not hanging out with little kids for this stuff. Even if it was my sibling doing something, I don't want to go to that stuff because I have my own life. This lady's wearing some unfortunate pants, and it's all the same. It's dumbass like junior high boys and girls. Yeah, oversized sweatshirts, pajama pants, and god awful Crocs, and they're just parking these stupid beach bikes that they have for regular suburban bike riding. Which you know what I'm talking about? The giant the tires, and they just go and they park their bike there, and then they run off and they're talking to friends or whatever. Meanwhile, you've got 5-year-olds learning to throw baseballs for the first time, and you park the bike right where all the cones are and everything. I was sitting there getting so mad. And the other moms, the ones I was talking to stuff who had their kids on the same team and everything, were sitting there like, what is going on? And then we're laughing at how mad I was getting. And one of them, she goes, you can unclench your fists. And I go, yeah. She's laughing. Like, what's that? Like, I'm trying to film the kid, you hear this noise, and you're like, what is that? And you're just grinding your teeth.
Right. So she's like, you can unclench your fist. And I went, oh, yeah. I said, yeah, I'm not going to go punch children. I want to, but I'm not going to. But I was joking. I think in that photo there is one of it is the big blue bike. It's just all solid blue.
Yeah, it's just all there.
I was saying at one point, I was like, I want to pick up this bike. I said, I'm going to huck it over that fence.
Yeah.
and I don't care if it's you just threw a kid's bike. Right. The kid who parked their bike in the middle of the ball field where my kid is trying to practice because they needed to walk around and look like an asshole in their stupid Crocs, just parks the bike right there and walks away to the other side to talk to friends or whatever. Stop bringing your whole family to practices. Stop bringing your whole family to pretty much everything, even restaurants. Stop bringing your whole family. They don't deserve to have nice things. Keep them
in the car and then they'll get the leftovers. Have you gotten to the point in being a dad where, like, even if a little kid does something to your kid, you want to go fight that little kid?
I'm sure I would. There's
Fight
not really.
Kid? Yeah.
I haven't really seen much of that happening yet. Like it hasn't happened. I do. I got to figure out how to say this nice. I got a report that there is
a person of low moral character in your neighborhood?
No.
Oh,
that's where I will go to jail portion would come in.
Being rehabilitated.
No. There is trying to figure the nicest way to put it. There might be somebody in her class that a lot of people have speculations about and wondering if certain testing is going to show certain results for the demeanor of this child. And
see, I'm going mentally, I'm going all over the place. I'm like, you mean like on the spectrum or choking small animals till they die?
Well, as they put now, coded.
Okay.
They might be coded with whatever.
Interesting.
Whatever. So there's a lot of speculation. There's like a couple in there that you're like, I think they need to be tested. You don't say that, but you have those thoughts, and
you write it in and make it anonymous.
If another parent brings it up, then you go,
notice that too.
Free card here. I can talk about this.
Yeah.
So, one of those kids, they have giant building blocks, almost like a Jenga tower where they can build a thing. And apparently the kid got frustrated with the tower and started hucking
planes at it.
The tower at other children, just throwing a temper tantrum and throwing around the room. And from what I understand, it was labeled an accident, but my kid got hit in the side of the cheek here with said block, and I guess a couple other kids got hit. That kind of got me like urge to kill rising a little bit, but I was thinking I'm like, all right, it's not. What can you do? Especially at that thing, you like to.
Well, it's a little different. You're coming in secondhand. You didn't witness it happen. Trust me. The second you see some other little kid push your kid off a swing or something like that, you're going to want to chuck that kid over a fence.
Oh, I will.
And I'm just like, I've had those moments where it's like, I know they're little kids. They're kind of just figuring it out, but like, I'll punch an under 5, and I'll go to jail for it.
Chris is saying Eric's going to RKO the kid. Yeah, out of nowhere, this kid's going to be walking, and then their neck's broken as they go slamming to the ground. And I'll tell you why I would do that. Because when I was in elementary school in 6th grade, there was a kid named Jason Giordano, very Italian name. We're on the swing set in the playground at the elementary school, Timber Point Elementary School. And in the swing set area, for some reason, they didn't have like grass. It was all just rock in the swing set area. It was all rocks.
It was always rock. Yeah,
right?
Or like small gravel. Yeah.
Right. So I'm on the swing and I'm not, I'm talking with somebody and not paying attention. This kid snuck up behind me. As you go back, grabs my feet.
Ooh.
So when you go forward, the swing goes over, you go face down into the ground. And that's what happened to me, right? And I was like, oh, I landed down, but I rolled over and they're standing, he's with some other kids. I don't remember who else was with him, but I remember him vividly laughing. I got up and right behind the swing set is the chain link fence separating the playground. I got up and I jump kicked him right in the stomach.
That's awesome.
Into the chain link fence, where not only did he hit the fence, the back of his head, because this is only like a 3-foot, 4-foot fence. It wasn't that high. The back of his head hit the railing part holding the chain link fence.
Yeah.
So he goes this way into the chain link fence and boom, back into his head there, goes face down into the rocks. And what do they? I don't know what they call them now, but they were called aides at the time.
Yeah,
they
it
were
was
out
just
there
like playground aides or playground
running
monitors.
over, screaming and yelling at me because all they saw was me kick this kid into the fence.
She raised your hand, you won the match, and you moved on with your life.
Both of us got dragged. This is where I learned that elementary school has in-school detention. I had no idea this was a thing. So we got brought into the school and put into different, rooms and everything. So the nurse comes to check on you. Your teacher now has to come and check on you because he wasn't in my class, but they had multiple classes for each grade. And then the principal shows up. And this is lady, her name, she was a bit of a battle tank kind of woman. Her name was Mrs. Buxton. So she comes in there. What did you do? And what did you do all this stuff? And I said exactly what he did. She goes, so you thought the right thing to do is turn around and kick him? And I said, yes, absolutely.
100%.
Now, other kids they talked to all told them that it's like, yeah, that kid pulled his feet. He fell off the swings face first into the rocks. He turned around, got up, and kicked the kid into the chain link fence. So what happened? Our parents got called, but we had to go to in-school suspension until our parents came home. In-school suspension is you're sitting in a closet with the door open, right? So there's a little thing you can sit right there. There's a teacher or somebody guarding you, watching you, whatever. But they're all set up like little phone booths, little closets that you sit in there. So
it's the same little booth that you went in to get your hearing tested in.
So I don't know if
it's
I
just like partitions and you just get it. Yeah. You never did the in-school hearing tests?
Yeah, but I don't remember it being in something like that. I remember you went to like the nurse's office or something and they had a specialist set up with doing all that and you got to raise your hand to
beep, beep. Right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I was sat in there for like an hour because my parents were working, so they couldn't just get out to
let them rot. We got stuff to do.
Well, yeah. So I mean, he wound up going home right away. I had to sit there for a while.
Oh, that sucks.
So now I had to explain, to my parents because now they're my mom's like, "What's going on?" And now my dad's like, "What happened?" And I told him, and as soon as he heard I kicked the kid into the fence, then all of a sudden he wasn't mad at me anymore.
Right.
So I was like, I had many years to ponder this, to analyze this stuff. And I was like, wow, he was mad at me, and rightfully so, that you hear your kid attacked another kid and got suspended. So you get upset, but he still would have been mad at me had I not turned around and done something. Like later on, I realized like, oh, he stopped being mad because I kicked the other kid. That's when he was like, okay, you did. So I was like, oh, so he was okay with all of it. Like it took me years before, like into my teens when I realized, oh, dad was okay with this. And I talked to my brother. He goes, yeah, well, you idiot. What the fuck do you think he was going to do? I was like, he's like, you didn't go over and then clock the kid, right? He goes, no. And he's like, so the kid did that to you and you kicked the shit out of him.
Retaliated.
Yeah. And he goes, he's not going to get mad at you.
I mean, I would like, I'm the same way. I'd be upset that I had to like leave and come deal with this. And in person, in front of people, you have to be upset. Mm-hmm. But you get in the car, you find out, and you're like, yeah, he deserved it. Good for you.
Yeah.
Don't do it again. But I'm glad you did it this time.
I think I was only out of school for, I think it was like 3 days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Man, you had a strict school.
I got to, I got to ask my mom. Why?
I'm from Alberta.
Maybe it was around those times where you had like one of those extended weekends or something.
Yeah, like a 3-day.
But I remember being out for about 3 days and coming back
wild,
like in the middle of the next week for all of that, because it was closer to the end of the week. Yeah, but I've been in very few fights in my life.
Me too.
But enough to have that impact to know that when you need to defend yourself and when it's not worth doing all of that stuff. And I'll bring it back to right here. Now that you have a child, the rules are totally different because, if I didn't have the kid and somebody was starting something, it's like, well, if I throw the punch first, I'm going to go to jail and that's going to be bad. Right.
Yeah. If my kid was with me at that McDonald's, I wouldn't have yelled at that lady the way I did.
Right.
I had the fact that she was not, or he was not with me. I tend to pull back some of those reactions that I normally would have because I just, you're trying to set a better example.
Mm-hmm. Tom saying a father is never mad that their child retaliated. Well, you don't know that. Like, I mean, look, maybe I should have known better. I was 6. How old are you in 6th grade? 10, 11?
6th grade, probably, 9 or 10.
Somewhere around there. You would think I would know better, but then again, you're a kid. So you didn't know. Maybe it just didn't dawn on me till
12.
years later when I would talk about this, or I would see that kid in high school, and I'm like, oh, I would see him time to time. We'd never talked or what have you, but it processed it later on. I'm like, oh yeah. And then my brother laughed, and he's like, you think Dad was actually going to get mad at you? And he's like, he would have kicked the shit out of you had you walked over and started the whole thing. But
yeah,
you don't know that as a kid. When your dad comes from, when it's an old trope now, I don't know if it still applies, but the wait till your father gets home scenario was big in my house. So that, mom yelling at you and everything, it hurts different because you disappointed her.
Yeah.
Hearing your father's car pull up and you going, oh shit, I'm in deep shit.
My mom said that once, and then to this day, I'm still waiting. Like, he just never came back.
Right.
It's very awkward.
So, anyway, bringing it all back is that, so now, like, when you don't have the kid, you think twice about it. It's like, I have too much to lose. I have a career. I've got a house. I've got all this stuff. I'm not doing it. But when you have a kid and something snaps in you that is wrong, the house, the job, everything else does not matter, because you go, I am now going to end this person for doing whatever they did, or at least cripple them so that they'll have time to think about it. And you can always rely, or hopefully rely, that somewhere down the line, that if it ever got to the point where you had to go to court or any of those things, you get arrested. You get whatever. But if you have to go to court, you get sued, whatever, that you hope more times than not that you would see that it's justifiable.
Yeah.
What
100%.
your reasoning for it, be it insanity, be it just a parent being whatever, that you went and did something like that, then they can go, well, I can see why he did that. We can't let you off 100%. Maybe you got a fine. I got to pay a fine. Fine. Pun. But, more times than not, you have that back in your head and you go, if I go all the way with this, you have that kind of hope in the back of your head that this is justified. Mm-hmm. So, personal growth, signs of maturity and whatnot. Yeah. So parents, stop bringing your whole fucking clan to practices and all of that stuff. There's no need for that.
Yes, too many people.
Yes. All right. If you're in here, hit like, hit subscribe. If you're on the radio, go over and leave us a positive comment. It helps us out. Please do all of that stuff. What else do we have to go in here? I have the Cavino and Rich stuff, but that's going to take a little while. So maybe we'll do that next. We'll do that for next week. Let's get to some of the smaller things here. Do you want to talk about the Meta YouTube lawsuit, or do you want to do the court hearings?
We could talk about Meta and YouTube. I mean, it's pretty. You've got a kid who's not really old enough to be into the social media and stuff like that. I've got a 14-year-old who keeps begging me to get on like Instagram and all this stuff. And when you see things that happen like this, I feel justified in keeping her away from it because of what it's doing. So let's cover that real quick.
Okay. So if you're not aware, there was an ongoing lawsuit, I think like 3 years, this lawsuit
has been going for a while.
That this one individual was suing Meta and YouTube, saying that as being a child, these apps pretty much caused a massive addiction for her and wound up ruining portions of her life. Now, we all know that happens, but that's hard to prove legally, I guess, that these things are addictive. It takes a long time. And a lot of the times these cases don't even get to this point because they have lobbyists and they make payments, or they settle out of court, or they throw such tactics at you. It's like, well, this is going to bankrupt my entire family because there's no way we can go to court and pay for all of this. Well, this is not that case. It went through. And both Meta and YouTube were found liable for knowing that they designed their apps and algorithms and everything to be addictive towards young people.
Right.
I have a video clip here that breaks it down for a little bit, but I believe the settlement, or not the settlement, or the fine, whatever the judge is, Meta has to pay 70% and YouTube has to pay 30%. So Meta got the big smack in the dick here for all of this stuff. Let's take a look at this video.
Social media companies just weathered a massive double whammy this week with 2 major court cases coming down on the side of plaintiffs who say that it's unsafe for kids and damaging to their mental health. On Wednesday in Los Angeles, a 20-year-old girl who is going by her initials KGM won $3 million in compensatory damages from Meta and also Google because she says that she grew up on both YouTube and Instagram and it completely destroyed her mental health. The 20-year-old testified to...
Now, before we continue on, we know that there's so many people that are so rabid online, that are so savage with their commentary of like, if you don't like this, unfollow me now. If you say anything to the contrary of what I believe, I'm going to like they lose their mind on social media. Now, they maybe some of them are coming from a pure place of, defending human rights or advocacy or whatever, but it loses credibility once it's online because they go too far and beyond because they think, well, I'm allowed to be as shitty to these people as they're being in the comments for all of this stuff, and you lose all credibility. You drop down to their level with this stuff.
Right.
The mental destroying your mental health in situations, yes, it's valid, but a lot of people use that as the boy who cried wolf. They throw that around all the time. Mental health. Oh, that's your excuse to act terrible or act as shitty as you've been, or to be the way you treat people. Because my mental health can't get. Mental health is a problem in a lot of cases, but it's also an excuse for a lot of things, right?
Because it's hard to prove.
That's exactly what I was just going to say. It is very hard to prove, but it's hard to prove legally when it comes to that stuff. And this person managed to do so.
Seeing content about self-harm and eating disorders and developing depression and anxiety as a result of being too online, too young. This case basically hinged.
What?
I was going to say, what's really interesting about this, and I don't think a lot of people talk about this, when you award damages, compensatory just means they found there's enough evidence to say they made a direct harmful thing to do and you're compensating somebody. Punitive damages don't always happen in a lot of these court cases because you have to actually prove a preponderance of evidence and have something so convincing that not only did you know that they did something wrong, but they also know that they have to award someone because you fucked them up so badly. Right. The fact that this person's getting $3 million in compensatory and then $3 million punitive, that means they had something. Like I really want to dig into what they had as far as evidence goes, because you have to have like clear and convincing evidence to do anything punitive. And it's just wild that they said, yeah, we have enough to say we're going to give you another $3 million in this.
Right.
It doesn't always happen.
Too online, too young. This case basically hinged on the idea that social media companies, via their internal messaging and communications, did know that they were doing some harm to young people and failed to disclose it to parents and the families of children. KGM's case in particular is a major milestone. It's been considered a bellwether that would determine whether or not similar legal cases brought by the families of children who grew up online would succeed in court ultimately. And this legal theory did prevail. And just the day before in New Mexico, Meta was hit with another blow to the tune of more than $300 million of payouts after the AG alleged that the company failed to protect children and minors from predators on platforms like Instagram, WhatsApp, etc. The legal theory here was more to do with consumer protection law and the fact that they failed to protect and to disclose what they knew. And another interesting feature of this case is that the AG's office actually went undercover online as a young girl, and instantaneously they were bombarded by messages from creeps. On one hand, this is a huge victory because social media companies now might be more willing to proactively make sure that the people that are using their platforms are actually well served by them. But on the flip side too, free speech advocates are understandably very concerned that this could potentially lead to age verification laws that are overbroad and might require everyone on the internet to attach what they're doing and what they're browsing to a government-issued ID.
Kind of like what the porn sites have been doing.
Or what Discord was going to do before they pulled it back. Just you have to register yourself to be able to just surf whatever. or communicate or things like that. And I think Discord, knew this was coming down and this was such a big thing that they had to do that. I mean, there's been reports of Roblox being an issue and all this stuff happening.
We've been on the same page all night here because I was about to go right into that, where it's like the Discord thing might have seemed genuine if they said, hey, because of the way things have been going or that we're going to be implementing this.
Right.
Had they not got caught lying that they don't save your information, and then they had a breach where they had saved your information and your information got out. So had they not had that and they just said, hey, we're looking to implement this, I think you would have gotten less of a kickback, because it's like, all right, well, they're being proactive. Like you said, they saw this coming down the pike. They were trying to do it. Mm-hmm. Had you not had the shitty stuff you lied about and got caught, this wouldn't have been the problem. Roblox has, look, a long time ago, we had those clips where the CEO was on news outlets talking about this stuff, and he's acting like it's like this isn't happening. Like, this isn't what we're going to do. It's like we have things in procedure. Like, people aren't doing this stuff like they're saying, and it's still building up that CEO might be in a lot of trouble at some point soon.
Well, there was that story not long around that same time he was saying that, where some guy decided, let's go ahead and expose these people, and was able to find, I think, around 10, maybe, I can't remember the exact number, of guys being predatory, and got them arrested. And what did Roblox do? They kicked that guy off of the platform for exposing how easy it was to do that. And it became such a big thing. And then, of course, like everything else in the news cycle, just disappeared.
It was a kid on Twitter, right?
Yeah, it was basically one of the. It was like
by
one
kid,
of the,
I mean, like,
he was like
late teens, college years,
like
somewhere around there. Yeah,
it was like, you see these videos of these guys that catfish predators online and then say, hey, meet me at the Walmart, and then you have a binder full of all their dick pics and be like, you could either deal with me now or we're calling the cops. And then it becomes a thing. This is essentially what that guy did.
Real quick pause. There's some videos where you're like, it's great that people are doing that. Obviously legally they can't arrest those people, whatever. No. But when you see the trade-off, when they're like, you either, we call the cops and they come deal with you right now, or you give me your phone, I'm going to go through it, and then I'm going to punch you right in the face right now.
I've seen some of those, yeah.
And these people go, here you go, and they do that. And then they still wind up calling the cops because you now gave me your phone, and I'm handing that over to the police with all those images or communiques and all that stuff on there. It's almost vigilante justice, which you're like, it's walking a line where it could go the wrong way.
But sometimes it's satisfying to watch.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's okay. Yeah, and it's just it's kind of what this is that guy did that. He found some predatory stuff and got those guys that were being predators in trouble, arrested. They're going to get thrown in jail. They're going to go through the court system. And what does Roblox do? The guy that set all this up, they kick him off the platform for doing it. And I'm just like, wow. Like, instead of saying, you know what? Let's revamp what we're doing. Let's really look at what we're doing and seeing what's going on. They doubled down, got rid of the guy, and basically said, no, this is safe. That's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm like, all right. And it just keeps, the more dominoes keep falling on this. And it's wild.
I'm not that I had any reason to be worried about it, but looking back at this now, I've talked about Roblox back in the day because that's where the back rooms started. And when I would see clips online, I'm like, I want to play this game. But then you had to go and sign up for Roblox and all this stuff. And I think was Minecraft part of Roblox?
No, Minecraft was his own thing.
Okay. All right. Well, something else was big on Roblox at the time, but I saw the backrooms clips started showing up and like, oh, that's creepy. I mean, that's a lot of the games I like playing now, like Phasmophobia and Demonologist and all that stuff. And you had to do Roblox. And when I went and looked at Roblox, I was like, I don't know if I should be on here for all of this stuff. And then eventually Backrooms, left Roblox and developed into their own thing. So you kind of look back at this like, wow, Roblox was a real problem that I'm glad, even though my intentions were just to try to figure out how to play the Backrooms game, that I was like, oh, never signed up for it. Never had anything to do with it. Thank goodness I'm not part of anything that could
be the new Epstein list. You're going to be on a list somewhere.
Damn it again. You're with me. I was like, it's like, why was your name signed up here? I just wanted to play the Backrooms.
Is that code for something, sir?
Yeah, that's all I wanted.
I bet.
Yeah. So, Meta is in for, but look, even though the one thing was only like 3 million, the other one was 300 million. It's a multi-billion-dollar company. It's a drop in the bucket for them. It's
their stock dropped like 8%. They lost.
But I'm talking about the payoff to make it go away.
Oh, yeah,
even though
it's
legally enforced, what have you. But the other thing is this too, is like they get these settlements against them. They're filing for appeals, and they're just going to clog up the court system. That these kids are never, or these families or whatever, are never going to see this money.
No,
it's never going to happen.
No. As much as I hate to agree with anybody in the Senate or anything, but Dick Durbin came out and said, I mean, these back-to-back decisions in New Mexico and California show that big tech has now become big tobacco. And I kind of agree with that in a sense where, tobacco for the longest time was pushing. And when that finally happened, you saw less and less advertising. Obviously, you couldn't put it in certain thing. You had to put all the warnings everywhere. This is kind of the same thing. It's an addictive substance in its way, and it could lead to more damage down the line. Again, we got lucky where we grew up in an analog world, and we kind of were at the forefront of how digital kind of came in. So we've had both sides of it. So it's not hurting us mentally as it would, say, my kids, your kids, and things like that, because that's all they know. Everything's digital. Everything's on your phone. Everything's a screen. Everything's this. At some point, you got to pull that back, and you're going to get to that point with your kid as she gets older. I'm at that point now with my daughter where it's like, can I get TikTok? No. Can I get Instagram? My friends have it. It's like, no. Why not? I was like, because their parents are terrible parents. And I just, it's like, I have to, as much as it makes me unpopular with my kid, I have to be the one and be the gatekeeper to say, I'm allowing you to have a phone. You can text your friends. You can do certain things. But at the end of the day, I don't want any social media for you. None. I don't care if you're just looking at stupid videos. I barely let them watch YouTube. I just can't do it. And this is part of, it's addicting.
A couple weeks ago, I had to fall back on the fact that we grew up in an analog world, because I'm living in an analog world and I am an analog girl. Dance class, right?
Yeah.
It was just one of those days. Oh, it was last Thursday. That's what it was. Remember I told you everything was just off. It was a day of inconvenience, as I called it. It wasn't like whatever. My phone was almost dead because I didn't realize I didn't charge the phone. And I also didn't have my headphones, which is unlike me because my headphones are with me all the fucking time.
I'm sitting here with my headphones right here. Like I keep them in my pocket or right next to me because God forbid I have to go shopping and have to listen to everyone around me.
Yeah. My Raycons right in here. Yep. Right in my pocket. I'll have that before I remember my keys. Right.
I forgot my wallet once.
So I get to the place. My phone's, in the red. It's like, I got to leave it open, in case of an emergency or something. Mm-hmm. So I can't watch anything. I can't listen to anything. I don't have my headphones with me. So I'm like, what am I going to do for an hour? And then I had to revert back to analog world. I go, all right. So I'm walking around the place. I'm looking at photos. They have some videos and stuff up. I'm watching those. I'm looking at the kids to see, how their dance class is going. And I go, I'm going to walk around the town a little bit. So I go outside. I walk around and see what stores are there, checking out. And then came back, in time before the kid was done everything. And I was like, I killed an hour without the phone and everything. Yeah. I haven't done it in a long time, but it's like, it's so sad to say it's like riding a bike where, you when you have to revert back to the old ways, you can do it. I don't think
you're like window shopping. You're reading pamphlets that are like,
our kids won't be able to do that. They go outside.
They can't even read a clock. A lot of classrooms are removing analog clocks because they don't know how to read where the hands are. Everything is digital now. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Really?
Some schools aren't even teaching cursive anymore.
No, my kid's school has the clocks in there.
It's just wild though. Like it's, we were that bridge generation where, it's all going back. I'm still buying vinyl.
Chris saying in the chat, I'm forever living in an analog world. I refuse to disconnect any of my Omega devices. Zip, Rev, still can do. Hell, I got a Jazz drive right over here for when I need to back up what's important to me. And I have the old cassette tape backup that goes back and forth for an hour trying to get 256 millibytes of information.
But my computer still reads punch cards, like the old NASA ones.
It was nice that it's like, well, it's like basics. It's the modern day basic survival skills.
Yeah.
You know how they would say, if the power goes out or, what was it called? EMD?
EMP.
EMP goes off and, we're screwed. The grid's not going to be back up for months or whatever. Well, I know how to farm. I know how to, I'm a mechanic. I know plumbing. You have something to fall back on, some basic survivor skills. I know how to garden. I know how to cook. I know how to do any of those things. But the way he looks now is like, well, I know how to kill an hour or two without my phone. I know how to go around and relax and stuff and do all that.
And it's called self-actualization. Like my kids have a hard time. If I take away the screens, they don't know what to go do now. I was like, well, go draw something, read a book, color something, build something. They don't know what to do with their hands. And it's so weird that, the second you take something that's giving them entertainment, they don't know what to do. They'll just sit there.
Yeah.
They'll be mad and they'll sulk and they won't do anything. And I'm like, go outside, go do this. I mean, don't go outside. It's too hot. But they don't know how to find something analog to do, and it's so weird. That's why I lock them up in cages.
Crystal's saying, I used to laugh at the old Fallout shelter signs. If a nuke goes off, be fined in the, you'll find me in the room under the library here. Yes, I'll find a bunch of kids, on their knees with their heads against the wall in the hallway. That'll save them for when all that goes down. The old
duck and cover. I'm like, no, it's just no.
All right. Moving on. If you're in the room here, hit like, subscribe, consider a membership if you'd be so kind. With the teen stuff here, with the technology being addictive, what have you. AI. It's a big blow for AI this week. I don't know if you have it in segment 2 about Disney. Do. Okay, so we'll get into that. Disney. I just watched the thing this morning where they were talking about that. They talked to one of the Disney executives that was in that meeting with what is it called? OpenAI is the name of the company.
Yeah, OpenAI.
They had a meeting, I think, on Monday, and it was like a 3-hour meeting. They left, and a half an hour later, they all got calls saying that the deal was dead. Now, this is Disney with a $1 billion investment. You don't just call them and say, we're not doing business anymore. We're shutting it down. Well, that's what happened, right? We'll get into all of that stuff. So that's a huge blow for AI. There was another AI story. I think it ties into the same thing. That Zara app.
It's the same story.
That you were playing.
It's the reason why Disney was.
Yeah, they were going to integrate it into Disney Plus, so you could use their IP to make AI stuff within the app. That you had the Zara app. I know you were trying it out for a little while.
Yeah, I was messing around with it. Again, I'm mixed on AI. I think it can be useful in certain cases. I think, when you overuse it and it just becomes that's your only tool. Right. It's the same with Chat GPT. Like at some point we're gonna stop using our brains.
I was gonna get to that point too. We're in Simpatico today.
So the show title is The Man with Two Brains. Or
shut up.
Two men, one brain.
It's just us like this. Get out of my head, and we're screaming. We look like Arnold at the end of Total Recall when he's on Mars when the glass broke.
Like eyeballs popping out.
Yeah, but ChatGPT, all these kids getting in trouble in school and college and whatever because they're using that to write their papers and what have you. Right. I've seen videos where teachers and administrators are showing this AI software that they have to grade the papers. Like they go through it. It goes and detects what they think is AI from their papers. And it says this one is like this is 81% looks like it was ChatGPT or AI generated, whatever. Yeah. So then they got to have those meetings with the kids and stuff before they can, I forgot what the term was, but they can't grade it. It's like they put it on pause and then they got to have a meeting before they decide what they're going to do here.
Yeah.
So you're getting in trouble with that stuff. The AI stuff is causing problems with everything else, not to mention the environmental issues that it has, because I had to look into that too.
Server farms are gigantic.
There was a couple in New Jersey here that I didn't even know were about to go up, and they got turned. People were protesting stuff, and they got actually their permissions revoked or didn't get whatever it was that they can't do these data farms.
They tried doing it here too, not far from me. And the problem with these data farms is that not only it's a lot of electricity, it's a lot of A lot of water is needed for these things to keep the cooling
that
tower
I
going
wasn't
and all that
fully
stuff.
aware of until I looked into it, and they're like, it's like essentially opening up a dam into the building to cool this stuff down. And, I thought it was ridiculous when you started to see pretty much the miniature version of that in gaming computers. And computers that were built for high-end processing, be it video or that SETI research. Remember the SETI app that would scan data signals from space and whatever? I had that in college. I was
sad when that shut down. That was a bummer.
I put that on in the background on my computer at college while I go to classes or whatever. I was like, cool.
I'm gonna find artificial intelligence out there.
The whole thing was like, you get credit if something comes out of one of those signals that you decoded. You get credit for it and what have you. But yeah, you would have the coolant systems in your computer for, because people are overclocking their processors and all that. So you have a liquid coolant system within your PC. And then you go, that's just the smaller version of what they're doing with the data farm stuff. Anyway, point of all of this is with the AI stuff, the Sora thing shutting down, the ChatGPT causing a lot of problems. When used correctly, right, it's a useful tool, but other people are just lazy. They don't think, what have you. Now, I'm bringing this up because this is an amazing news story. If we had some of this AI technology as kids, you would think, like, what would we have done with it as kids? Well, we're seeing what's happening now, and it's not good.
Pornography. I was creating pornography.
Yes, but here's how they're doing. This sounds like the plot of one of those late 70s, early 80s campy comedy things, like where the guys would go in like at summer camp and
it's ski school.
They would something like that.
Well, Porky's.
Porky's. They'd look through the little crack and watch the girls showering and everything. Yes. Is it illegal? Obviously, but it was all considered, rite of passage growing up kind of shit. This rite of passage now is where these kids were arrested and charged as adults, or at least when they were processed, the court ruled differently, for using these AI apps for girls in their grade and publishing naked photos of the kids in their grade. Look at this.
It was sentencing day for two teenage boys who used AI to create and share fake nude and sexual images of girls, including some of their classmates. The kids, who were 14 when they did it, pleaded guilty to 59 counts of sexual abuse of children. And the judge said state prison would likely be their home if they were adults.
Now, I'm going to continue in a second, but let's back up here. Pled guilty to 59 counts of... It's child porn, but 59 counts of sexual abuse of children at 14. The fact that you just have a photo, doesn't matter if you're underage, you have a photo of yourself. As a kid on your phone, or you put it somewhere, that counts.
Yeah. Like if you're under 18 and you're like sexting and you send something to somebody else, you're transmitting child pornography.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's a better way to put it. But boyfriend, girl, it could be as adults. It's just, what adults do. They send that. But if you're under 17 in some states and you do that shit, you're, as a minor, getting charged as an adult for that kind of stuff here. So that's what I'm saying. The gravitas of the situation, the impact that the AI thing had. I'm sure people we knew growing up, if we had this technology back then, would be doing the exact same thing. I mean, we've gone from like peeping Toms, peeping into windows through cracks of doors or whatever to see something that we shouldn't be seeing, hopefully catching a glimpse, to as technology came around, people hiding cameras in bathrooms, in changing. We've seen those for at least the last 2 decades. You see those news stories where they're hidden in a smoke detector in a motel room. They're hidden somewhere in a changing room at a clothing store. They're hidden, in a
hotel
bedroom.
rooms. Like when you got a mirror, you can, like, people are putting like things over like the microwave time. Like, yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. So, that's where we've evolved from peeping Tom to technology hidden to other places to why even bother hiding the technology when I can just take a photo that people are willingly putting on their Instagrams or Facebooks and telling Grok to do all that stuff. We've been seeing Grok the last several months where they'd have a photo of an actress or I'm guessing like a
Just
cosplayer,
anybody,
an
really.
OnlyFans model. Some puts them there, and they go, "Hey, Grok, take this out." Like they're trying to find ways to
Put her in a
trick it.
bikini.
Yeah, to make it clear, to do all of this shit here.
Yeah.
Now this has happened. You have teenage boys who are 59 counts. Back it up a little bit here so we can hear this.
That means there was 59 separate instances. Like that is like, I know you're 14, but let's slow it down, guys.
Does that mean like 59 photos or 59 like folders? Like this is all a folder of this one girl. This is all another girl. So is it 59 people or just 59 pieces?
I feel like it's 59 individual photos, at least.
All right, if
It
it's
may
59
be like,
people-
5 of the same person, 7 here. Like, but I think each picture is would be a count of an abuse.
Oh, okay.
I would think.
Because if it's 59
If
individual,
it's 59 folders full of pictures, and then these kids are.
yeah, that's what I was saying. That's way worse than I thought this.
No, I think it's
thing was,
individual photos. So it's that
people
would
are
be-
saying each photo. Okay, all right. Each file is a count. All right. So, because I'm thinking like they did this to 59 students. These kids are going away forever.
Yeah, no, I think this is just individual photos. It could be, like I said, the same photo of the same particular student in different ways. It's a variation, but it would be each individual photo as a count. Now, not to diminish that 59 individual photos is
still horrific. And
okay.
terrible.
No,
Yeah.
that's a horrific.
Yeah. But here's the thing too, because if it was, I mean, it still could apply here, and we'll bring it back to, as a parent, as an adult, where is your threshold of being willing to kill people? If this happened, say, we'll go with the even worse scenario. Say it was 59 girls. You don't think brothers and fathers of those girls, if the law didn't do anything about it, you don't think the brothers or whatever are going to kill these kids? You don't think the fathers are going to track down and kill these kids? All of it justified, by the way. I don't think anybody would give them a really rough sentence for doing that. It's like those old stories too, when you find out that this person killed your child and it looks like they're going to get off, or they.
Oh, I've seen people
child,
like
whatever.
shoot someone in court when they
That
think
famous
there's
one.
some-
Well, yeah, in court. But remember the famous one in the 80s? The guy who was on
walks
the
up to the guy on the
payphone?
phone. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's being boom, done. I don't remember what happened to that guy, but since
hero.
that day, nobody blamed the father whatsoever.
No.
Nobody blamed it. Legally, I don't know what the repercussions were. I don't remember.
I want to look that up. Yeah.
Yeah, but let's continue on with this.
Were 14 when they did it, pleaded guilty to 59 counts of sexual abuse of children. And the judge said state prison would likely be their home if they were adults. But under the rules for juveniles, the boys got 6 months probation, 60 hours community service, and they must pay their victims $12,000 to cover counseling.
That's.
They did not apologize.
It's fucking McDonald's all over again.
That's when I tell her brothers, I'm like, you know where this kid works,
Yeah,
right?
go beat their asses.
It's the old mafia tactics. They call on the phone. Hey, Dad. Hey, what's up? You know that pizza you wanted? Yeah, it's ready. Oh, great. Thanks. Bye. All right. Job's done. Good on them.
Sheesh.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's a rough one.
rough
Yeah,
run
'cause, like,
all around for social media, for AI, for all of this stuff here. This is the world that we're living in. Before we go to break, let's liven up the room here a little bit. I'm going to show you 2 similar cases that involve court that happened in the same area of the same state.
Oh, great.
Years apart, but similar situations and have happened here. Wait, where's the second one? Sorry, I'm pulling up the other video. 1, 2. Okay, here we go. So, Dateline, Michigan.
Dateline, Michigan.
We go to the state shaped like a mitten. We go to Michigan in the year 2026 of our Lord, where a Michigan judge blasts a woman in court for driving around while she's making a Zoom appearance in her court hearing.
Oh, my God.
Involving her privilege to drive. Now, there's jump cuts and stuff because I chopped these videos down. I took out a lot of the long. If you ever see raw court footage, sometimes there's long pauses while the judge is going through stuff or they're trying to get whatever. I got to the point on a lot of the stuff here. Let's take a look.
With that, I just entered a default judgment.
Is there as me?
I've seen this guy
You
before.
cannot be driving, ma'am. What are you doing? Come on.
I'm not driving. I'm a passenger in a car.
You're still not. I'm not hearing cases with people driving or as passengers in cars.
Okay, I will pull over right
Short
now.
of us coming out to everybody's house and doing these on boats and stuff in the summer, I don't know.
I'm sorry, I have an emergency. I'm going out of town for a family member, but I will have my driver pull over. Hang on 1 second. I'm sorry. I didn't know that I wasn't allowed to be in a car, but hang on 1 second.
Am I crazy, or does it not look like you're driving that car?
I'm not driving the car. I'm a passenger in the car, sir.
What side of the car are you on?
I'm on the left-hand side.
Oh, my God.
How would you be on the left-hand side if you're a passenger in the front seat? Am I missing something?
This dumb bitch.
Something?
Right-hand side. I'm sorry. I've been sitting in a room. I didn't know.
Okay. She's been sitting in a room. I didn't know. Right-hand side. But, all right. Not that the judge is dumb. He's obviously sees this. But, you know, for you watching, too, I'm sure you're smart enough to catch on this stuff. The way she's sitting there, if she was on the passenger side and you had it clipped into your hands-free thing or you're holding whatever, you would be looking like this. You'd be looking around a little bit. Yes, Judge, I know. You'd be making eye contact way more.
Yeah, if I was a passenger, I'd be holding the phone.
Yes, she's not looking at all. She's looking around here. She's out the window. What a driver would do, right? Now, Tom's saying selfies reverse the image. Right, but the way her mannerisms and her eye line of sight is, she's driving. She's paying attention. The judge is 100% right on this. Continuing on.
Yeah, the seatbelt's coming off of the...
that little
She's
murmur,
off in her own little world right there.
That little
like
murmur. Yeah, for the radio audience, at one part of the screen, she's looking off like she's driving. She's looking off through the windshield, whatever. The judge is leaning in, staring at her, analyzing this. Her lawyer is there on a Zoom call as well because he's not in the courtroom, but he's looking at this thing. The prosecuting attorney is also in there, leaning over at their desk, looking at. Everyone's analyzing the fact that this lady is driving.
They're really, they're like, what? No, she's driving.
Yeah, the seatbelt's coming off of the driver's side, right? Now you're lying to me, right?
No, I'm not, sir.
Let me see the driver.
Oh, let's get her.
Look where she moved the camera to.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the thing, the hands-free holder.
Yeah.
She took it. It's now in her lap. Because she's probably holding it in her lap while she has the wheel there to make it look like she's looking at him, but she's really driving. Look at her eyes. Her eyes just darted up.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that? Should I make this bigger? Or can you see that?
Let's do it bigger.
Do a little bigger?
So
okay.
She's got like that's much better.
Okay. Here we go. Watch her eyes right there.
Mm-hmm.
She's looking at the camera. There you go. She's off looking at the road
The
again.
audacity of this.
Right.
Let me see the driver.
Hang on 1 second.
Now.
I have to ask their permission.
Now.
You don't have to
see.
ask their
Here's the thing. All you'd have to do: turn the camera around and let me see what's in front of you. If you don't have
I'm not
a wheel,
driving. You could have done that at the beginning and you go, sorry, I'm not driving. I'm in. Yeah, she wouldn't do it. And she's giving the judge shit now too. Listen.
I have to ask their permission.
Now.
You don't have to ask their permission.
Oh my God.
She took the seatbelt off.
Oh, she's a piece of work.
She parked. Look,
Yep.
she's getting out of the car.
Oh, I couldn't tell if there was anybody in the car with her.
There's not.
I know. We all know that, but
I'm trying
she's
to. Yeah.
clearly the driver.
Oh, you're not in the You weren't in the driver's side. You think I'm that stupid? I'm going to go ahead and enter a default judgment. Our paperwork says that we can't have, that they can't drive. Does it not, Jennifer?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I took a breath in and started choking. Well, I missed what
Is
you
our
said.
paperwork now?
Sorry, I'm eating chicken right now.
No, she took a breath and started choking.
I know.
But it would have been great. It's like, sorry, Your Honor, I'm eating chicken at the moment.
not tell people that they can't be in a car?
I don't.
Back that up here.
I missed what
Does
you
our
said.
paperwork not tell people that they can't be in a car?
I don't know, Your Honor. I'd have to look at it again. I haven't
paperwork
looked at it in a while.
looking at it does not say that I cannot be in a car.
I'm entering a default judgment. You lied to me. Judgment 1921-85. Send me your counsel and put in there defendant was not available at the time and then was driving a car and telling the court she was not. I'm entering a default judgment. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Jesus.
I signed in at 1:30, sir.
Well, you got an attitude with you. I'll tell you that. You got an attitude. I'm not putting up with it. Nonsense. Good luck to you.
Yep.
Oh.
So default judgment, they were treating it as if she didn't show up at all. And that automatically disqualifies you from any kind of...
it's a summary judgment. He just, guilty.
Right. So
you didn't represent yourself.
She got screwed. From what I read on the story there, her license is suspended and she wasn't allowed to be driving to begin with. So I think she gets additional fines, and I guess they increases her suspension even longer for driving that.
Now, the funny thing is that I usually don't see a lot of the clips before you show it. Now, I will preface it. I think I've seen this next clip, but looking at the judge, I was just about to mention, I've seen the judge that we just saw. There's the black judge who I think we're going to see here in the next clip. And then there's another judge that I see on TikTok that comes across that's always wearing a bow tie. And like every time I see either one of the three guys, I'm like, I'm in for a treat. Something bad's about to happen. Oh, just the worst.
Yeah. So this lady screwed herself. Now, this reminds me of my favorite one, where the guy was doing a Zoom court thing over gross abuse of his driving privileges. Logs into court while he's driving and then tells the judge, hold on a second, let me pull over so we can do all of this stuff. Also from Michigan, same area within Detroit. Michigan man this is from 2024, suspended. A Michigan man with a suspended driver's license didn't appear to have thought things through as a recent court appearance made on video joining the Zoom while driving. Let's take a look at this.
Or calls case, People versus Corey Harris.
I like this guy.
On behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate for Mr. Harris, who should be present in Zoom.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
Look at the judge's face.
You stationary?
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And he was just driving. He didn't have a license.
Love it.
Is with the charges.
All right. So
the guy knew. The second he said that, he's like, oh, shit.
He has a public defender, right?
Yeah.
And she was trying to get this adjourned for a few weeks and stuff just so that they could sort some out. And then, it would have been a lesser defense or offense or whatever.
She's trying to make sure she had everything in order so she could defend him in a way that makes
Even
sense.
she knows. She's like,
he just killed the case.
He screwed himself with all of this stuff. But listen to this guy in the car. All he says is, like he's just making noises like he's in a Hammer video.
And he was just driving. He didn't have a license.
Is with the charges, Your Honor, yes.
No, I'm looking at his record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bound.
Look at before I
Yeah,
get
he's just like,
look at his face. His lower lip's like
he's catching flies. He just can't keep his mouth shut right now.
He would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is to turn himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
Just the realization that he just screwed himself.
Mr. Harris, I'll be giving you a call.
He just rolls his eyes and his head back. Oh. So he lost any defense that he would have had. Now he has to go to jail, and he has to turn himself in willingly, or if not, a warrant's out and
no bond.
Yeah.
We can even bond out on that second charge if that happens.
I should have looked for a follow-up on that, but I didn't.
So this particular judge, I actually just saw a video of him today. There was this guy in court. He comes in for, I don't even remember what, I think it was a trespassing charge. And this guy did not want to be there. He was telling the judge, can we speed this up? It's just a trespassing charge. I want to get out of here. And the judge was like trying to figure it out and basically do this. And the guy was like, I just want to get out of here. I want to get out of this damn state. And he was getting real pissy with the judge. And the judge is trying to make sure he's addressing everything. And then as he gives him, whatever his sentence is, the guy goes, fucking fine. Thank you. Jesus. And the guy goes, okay, that's a contempt. 90, like you gave him like 93 days. And then the guy's, are you fucking kidding me? 93 more. The guy at the end of it would have probably just had fines. Yeah. He ended up having to spend 500 and some odd days in jail because of all the contempt charges. He just kept getting racked up. I don't know if he served it, but he got trespassing and then he ends up fucking himself over and ends up doing over a year and a half. I'm like, you morons. I love watching these so much. I could probably it's like growing up, I always will watch like the PBS would always do like surgeries. Like I would watch like a hip replacement. I would watch people in court constantly because they're just so stupid.
I'm looking up the information about that guy. It says here, the Michigan Secretary of State's office reportedly never received clearance from Saginaw County's friend of the court office to restore Harris's driver's license, even though he paid off all the required fees. As a result of this error, his license was never reinstated, setting the stage for this notorious court hearing. Well, his reactions. He spent 2 days in jail, said the entire process was embarrassing. He also said that the officers were supposed to have lifted the suspension 2 years ago, but they didn't. It does not say when he actually or if he actually got his license, but
right. That's too funny though. That first lady, she needs to be like pistol whipped or something. Like that was just like blatant lying. Like this guy made a mistake. Like he's an idiot.
Yeah.
But he owned up to it immediately. Like he knew he wasn't going to try to like pull a fast one on.
It wasn't like, oh, he made a dumb mistake. He's an idiot in 2 years.
Right. No, he's an idiot. That's fine. I get it.
Yeah.
It's the same reason why I love watching Fridays with Frank. I just like watching Frank interact with some of these morons. Like, it's just like, come on now.
Yeah.
We should get Frank on here to talk about some of those, man. Those
Jared in the chat saying there was one where a guy was accused of shoplifting and showed up in the stolen clothing. Yeah, I've seen that too.
Stupid.
I've seen those ones where they caught shoplifters and they have them like in the security office and they're like, I didn't steal anything, but they were like it's under their clothing from the changing rooms and stuff. They're wearing this stuff as they wear out. And then they wind up having to take off all their clothes, and then the security guy somehow has sex with them and then doesn't call the cops. Have you ever seen that?
I think it's a different type of video.
Oh, did I get it confused? I thought it was the same thing. All right, What do I know? What is this here that you have for me?
I was going to say, before we go into break, this is another video that ties into something that we did last week that I think the audience might like to watch before we go into segment 2. Want to watch it?
Okay.
No, I think you do.
Do we?
I think you do.
Wait a minute. Is this the video game thing?
No. But that's funny because I like the video game one. Yeah,
okay, go ahead.
Let's go and watch this video.
Randy Walters is the son of a bitch.
My favorite video. I've watched this on a loop.
That's why I put his wife in got filthy rich.
I've been listening to that song all week. Like it's just stuck in my head constantly.
It's not on Spotify. His other stuff is. I was listening to Lemon Pound Cake on Spotify.
Right.
And then Are you gonna repair my door?
The screen door, yeah,
is also on there. But I haven't seen. Was it Randy? Whatever.
Randy Walker is a son of a bitch.
ooh. It's very
every time he does that, he's got he's got the 3 versions of him just going, ooh. And it's just like all week. That's all I've been doing.
Well, now before we go to break, we got to play this one too.
Yep.
So here I am, eating KF, but cool again. Lying to my kids and their friends. Pretending I'm a garbage man. Try again.
I love it. Every time.
Fantastic. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, segment 2, where we talk about television, movies, streaming updates, all the stuff that you need to concern yourself with in a world of outrage and rage baits that you don't need to concern yourself with. We'll be right back.
More, it's Eric Nagel. It's Eric Nagel.